Hello, my name is Mordred Viking, and I'd like to welcome you to this stream of Crusader Kings III, where we are playing as Norse Burma, and I've just been reminded I did not post up on Discord. Thank you for that. I'll do that now. Alright, cool. So yes, we are playing as Norse Burma, and our king right now is Lord Greystroke, but we have pretty much made it to our objective. We are about 50 years from the end of the game, so my intention is to just play through the last 50 years until 1444. One thing which I've been trying to remember is when exactly does EU4 start? I know it's 1444, but what month? It's not January. It's like October or November or something like that. So the plan is to play through until then. It is now 1397. And try and survive. And then basically whatever situation we are left in is where we will continue. And we lost Ramu. We'll need to try and take that back again. From the Varanasi Kingdom, who can raise quite a few more men than us. It was just unfortunate that they attacked at exactly the same time as the Peasant Revolt. Peasant Revolt actually started first. I was like, this might be a struggle. And then they declared war. And we just couldn't be in two places at once, unfortunately. November the 11th. Thank you. You'll probably need to remind me that again nearer the time. Anyway, we are going to continue trying to build ourselves up. We probably could do with a couple more men-at-arms regiments. So we have decent cavalry, we have decent light infantry. Huskarls. Are they good in forests? Tiger and forests, they are. Because a lot of the northern stuff is going to be forests, so this might actually be one instance where heavy infantry aren't completely useless. Although, before we do this, I want to see what your men-at-arms regiments are like. Yeah, see, they do have light footmen. But only 400. They've actually expanded out a little bit more. So it's not just loads and loads of light foot. They have horses, they have foot, they have pikemen and crossbows. Crossbows also counter. Damn it. Yep, crossbows also counter. No, heavy infantry is just not good. It's just not good. It's so easily countered. Alright. More cavalry? Not good in forests is the only problem. But then we could get... Oh, you know what? We don't have any archers. Yeah, let's get bowmen. Let's buy a unit of those. And then increase its size once. Okay. Bowmen are also nice and cheap, so this would be good. New martial perk. Cool. So now we can get Chivalric Dominance, which would have been so helpful in that previous war. Because now our champions are going to be fighting at 159% efficiency. And I think that may actually be the new highest. Have the rackets imploded yet? No, they had a big civil war, but it seems to have just ended. So they are sitting here with 100,000 men. I don't think that they'll come after us. They might go after Mali. The bigger issue for us, I think, is going to be Delhi. With their 31,000. Like, if it's these guys attacking us, we can probably deal with it. But Delhi would be bad. Very, very bad. Seems they've removed the building of hospitals and also wonders from CK3. Or am I missing something? No, so wonders are still in. You can only build them in certain places, though. So, for example, Pagan, whose capital I can never find, actually has one. So it has the Anada Temple. Unfortunately, you can only use it if you're actually of an Eastern religion. But they have built that here. And there are such structures scattered all over the place. In terms of building like a great cathedral, no, you can't do just big projects. But every ducal capital, again, like Pagan, has a ducal structure, which is bigger and more expensive than the others. And these are kind of like mini wonders. And in terms of hospitals, no, they don't exist. Diseases aren't that well modelled, I don't think. So there's probably going to be another Reapers due in the future. Right, we've had another kid. We seem to be having a lot of these, which means that our succession is going to be painful. Renegar, Charles. Well, we have a second Charles, so we'll just call you Renegar. Alright. Cross you off. And move on. Now, we did really want to try and get some of the holding buildings done, but I think that we need to get the men-at-arms forces up, because we need to be able to defend ourselves. Speed 4. Guardians for Walker and Wilhelm. So, what's Walker do? Walker is curious, which is diplomacy and learning. Definitely not diplomacy, so we're going to be giving you a learning education for Walker. No, not vassals. Realm. Learning. Count Hissing. No. All of these people with really high learning actually have really terrible education traits, which is kind of interesting. We have 3 renowned physicians in our realm now. That's kind of impressive. Here we go, Grimmer. He's a mastermind philosopher. Trying to see if any of them are scholars. Strategist. Patient, calm, just. You know, I'm going to go for Rogenfred. Even though she doesn't have the best insightful thinker ability, she does have really high learning. So we're going to send you a ward, which is going to be Walker. You can't teach. Well, all of that for nothing. Trusting, honest, forgiving, temperate, generous, fickle. We have a real lack of people who can properly teach learning. Possibly the Count Chaplain. Yeah, I think it's kind of got to be. See if you're able to. Yeah, there we go. So you get that one. And then Wilhelm is rowdy. Ooh, Wilhelm is good. Even quick. Decent stats. High bases. That's good. So martial or intrigue? Intrigue is a 3. Martial is a 3. Your intrigue is slightly better. Let's train you as intrigue. So, Wilhelm is going to be intriguing. That's learning. There we go. Countess Alvor, definitely not. And we're lacking elusive shadows too. Humble, compassionate, and lazy. Wrathful, deceitful, temperate. Here we go. Hari Singh. Your learning sucks. How about Jarl Valal Sen? Better. And hopefully, no. Just no. Not with a minus 71. We'll try with Grimmer. He's a mastermind philosopher, which I think means he's going to have a better education anyway, and his intrigue is ridiculous. I'm not entirely sure why his intrigue's so ridiculous, but hey, we'll take a risk. So this is going to be Wilhelm, and it's going to be Grim doing it. Okay. 1, 2. Is Voodoo True ready to make his transformation into an Eastern religion? We're not going to have time for that, I don't think. Especially not if we need to then convert everything as well. Right now, the main issue is just getting everything converted in 50 years, which is itself going to be a challenge. We have some more money. Let's get ourselves to 5 archers. And I think we also want to have some more bombards if we can. Kinsman, Count Magnus created, Mordling Nyanma. Factions being created. And in fact, our income should be spiking up as we get more and more control. Because one thing which our realm really lacked was control. Okay, archers are now at full strength. So now we need to get the light footmen, the footmen, and then bombards up to the same level. And at that point, I'm feeling a heck of a lot more confident. And we could probably do a war of vengeance. We're known for our dedication to the faith. We're already a paragon of virtue. Not bad, not bad. Katie Cat, more likely to receive a good education due to Aqua's tutelage. Cool. Oh yes, of course, Marley and Issa are fighting. That's not looking good for Marley. Steward's not culture converting? Oh, he's not. Thank you. It's because I'm so used to pressing that button. Or I just misclicked. I probably just misclicked. Well spotted. Discover the court champion Gunmundur. Inherited contract obliges him to more than you've collected. Okay. So I'm sure he would appreciate if I let this one slide. And then we're going to use it to beef up his feudal levies. Using that hook. Thank you. And we're going to recruit an extra one of those. And an extra one of these next month. Pagan's been converted. Pagan is now properly pagan. Alright, let's go and get Ava. The map. My spies have informed me about a hunter causing a ruckus at a local tavern. The man has been spending large amounts of gold and bragging loudly about the great deal he struck with some fancy lord in pearls and silk. Apparently, he drew a map of the local farmlands for an unknown nobleman. The spies think the lord must be scheming against me or one of my subjects. Thank you for bringing this to my attention. We become more vigilant. We don't actually know who they're scheming against. You're a powerful vassal. You do want to stay there. You know what? I'm going to make Edla my diplomat. And we're going to make you the marshal. And that's all of my powerful vassals now in a position of power. Alright. 500 horse. Now I just need the bombards, which is going to be rather more expensive. Defender of the Faith. There was a commotion amongst the children today. Vasco was attempting to preach amongst her fellow youngsters and became the target of a small fight. Katie Cat was furious that anyone could target someone attempting to speak on behalf of Freya and chased away all of the other children. You will serve the divine well. Yes, Katie Cat, you will indeed serve the divine well. A zealous genius. Nice. Call to arms. Against Rakid. Oh, this is Sinhala, so this is going after Ceylon. There's no way I'm fighting Rakid. Hell no. I do like that, even though I'm upgrading my forces, my income is going up faster. As the control levels increase. They're still pretty bad throughout the realm, especially in my own territories. To the abhorrent King Greystroke will not stand for your vile oppression of the good Bengali Sventambaras any longer. You want freedom? You will have it in death. Rally the troops! So this is what I've been preparing myself for. So, oh bloody hell, there's a lot of them. 12, 16, call it 17,000. Where's the more dangerous place? Let's raise you here. Raise local. Raise all. And commanding this is going to be me, because I am the best commander you have. So we're going to move there, then we're going to move down to here, and then here, I think. Off we go! Alright, so we have 8,000 against their 6,000. They are just levies. Our light horsemen are in open territory, so they are in favourable, and we have a big advantage. We should be able to absolutely demolish them. Oh, we won. Okay. You can go home, guys. Thank you for your service. The plush and exotic carpet. A plush carpet, vibrant and soft, arrives as a gift from Valkalpala. Why would he send me such an exquisite gift? I do not know, but the fine weave of the carpet is pleasing to the touch and the skin of a lover. Now, unfortunately, I know exactly what this carpet is for. It's part of an intrigue. So this has just told me precisely who is attacking me. But the question is, would Greystroke know? How's his intrigue? I have a feeling it's kind of bad. This carpet will cover the floors of my room, which does give me a bunch of prestige, but also reduces my hostile scheme resist. Or I think I better get rid of it. We'll sell it. Except we're lazy and we're compassionate. Nah, we'll keep it. Thank you very much for that carpet. I'm sure this will not cause me any problems. And I need another physician. Well, that's not a problem, because I've got loads of people who can work as a physician. Like Torolfir. Who I believe is a lunatic. Yes, he is. But the previous one must have died. I'm about to have another uprising. Why was I stressed out by that? Oh, my brother died. Bugger. Oh well. To the obnoxious King Greystroke. You want freedom? You shall have death! Again. Didn't we just do this? Like, minutes ago. Raise the banners. And I, of course, will be taking the field. Ooh, that's a river crossing. We may have made a grave error. Oh no, it's a defensive. No river crossing, because it's in a fort. And once again, they have no men-at-arms. That's a glorious victory. We have another perk, so never back down. Give me another 5 advantage and less friendly casualties. Right, where's the next dangerous spot? It would be you. Typhus, my poor son. Today I was given grave news. My son Mulgin has fallen ill with typhus. The future is uncertain. Death lingers closely by his bedside, yet he might survive. Only the Norns know. We have a pretty good medic, so drastic measures. Successful treatment. Greatly reduced disease symptoms. That's good. Earlier revolt war was declared by the Jains. This has been declared by the Buddhists. Yeah, I knew it was a different faction. I was just moaning. And of course, the last part of their army isn't even in my territory. No, we're not sailing. Pointless is pointless. Oh, you're going to go that way. Okay. My spy master has come to me with grave news. Somebody is trying to kill me. I'm shocked. Shocked, I tell you. So, Prince Katie Cat is the successor. However, it is still 2 years away from being able to change my succession laws. This had better not kill me now. Mulgin is recovered. Good stuff. Risk is dead. What's happened to Marley? Ooh, dear. Marley's looking like a bit of a mess. Ah, but that did some split. That's a pretty big split, too. Right, well, who's the new ruler? Colacan, who's only 7. Oh, no! Marley! There they are. We have discovered Noblesse Oblige, which does what? Direct vassal opinion +5, fellow vassal opinion +5. And we are now fascinated by Wiederdijks. And suddenly we're feeling remarkably Dutch again. There we are. Victory is ours. War is over. And you guys can head home. And with that celebration, we shall buy some cannon. Vasco can have a guardian. So, Vasco is pensive, so stewarding or learning. Steward is 5. Learning is... Oh, they're only 5 because of intelligent. Base learning is actually slightly higher. She's not great at either. She's a diplomat. Learning it is. Although we don't have very many people that can actually teach learning. Jarl Rogenfred. We can try. Actually, Count Heising might be better. What's yours? No, you're not very good at that job at all. So this was Vasco. Yeah, see. They don't teach. Heising I just don't trust enough. That's a diplomacy buff. Count Chaplain again. Probably are the best man for the job. Off you go. Weren't we waiting for the father to die so we could form... Yes, cadet branch. Boom. Thank you for reminding me. A new house. Maudling Dagons. And there we go. We now have the Burmese branch of the family. The Maudling Dagon. Very nice. Very nice. Our dynasty has unlocked natural schemers. Are we though? Are we really? Monthly intrigue lifestyle experience. I doubt we're going to finish it all. We would have been so close. Oh, we also need to change our motto. So this is our new shield. And our motto right now is terrible, so we need a new one. Mottos for the Maudling Dagons. The Burmese Norse. The ones who are furthest away from home. Any ideas? Can I get elephants? If we gained a couple more counties in this area, we could research them. If I could remember how to select them. There we are. Oh, we're currently getting Reconquista as well. So elephants would require 26 counties in India or Southeast Asia. We currently have 2. So we would need to convert another 24. And our realm size right now is 21. So we would need to grow by 3 more counties. Ever eastwards. Where did we park the boat? Even here a profit. I like ever eastwards. Or into the unknown or something like that. We're the explorers, that's what we are. Rice and pickled herring. My son! We've had yet another one. How many kids is this now? This is getting crazy. Extremis. This is to be extremis. Extremis. May you grow to be strong and wise, kiddo. I don't like how this murder plot is still completely in secret. King of Pagan 2, King of Pagan in your game. Awesome, Bamboozle. But are you the Norse Pagan? That's the question. Because we are. Voodoo True Norse Pagans. There you go. Drang nach Osten. Drive to the east. One of the mottos of the Teutonic Order. Interesting. I like ever eastwards. I think we're going to go with ever eastwards. Rename. Okay. Explorer House has been established, and we have increased our diplomacy. Graceful aging has been pretty good, especially if we have decent longevity as we do. What did that come from? Glory? I mean, blood comes with the life expectancy. Ah, here it is. Graceful aging. Kin. Kin and blood. Those two combined. Very strong. Dynasty head changed. Colon Khan is the new dynasty head, so Mali is taken over again. Ah, shoot. Rakid took out the guys that I needed to take out. Rakid's fighting against Hungary, though. Not sure that Hungary is necessarily going to win. Hungary is not going to win. Damn, that's really annoying. Well, actually, no. The one province that I need is this one, which is still left. They have 4,000 troops. This is our chance. Alright, let's do this. So who was their ally? Don't know. And yes, I will be taking the lead here. And we will be raising the levies as well. Trusting me! Katie Cat has been asking me for a stick horse for a long time, and I told him I'd get him one in 3 months if he displayed more focus in his studies. Ever since I made the promise, he has been redoubling his effort in his studies. You gain trusting. I'm compassionate, so I think this makes sense. Oh yeah, definitely out of those choices too. So now I want to split out 2,000 of you. You want to have a commander who's good at sieging. Do we have any commanders who are good at sieging? No. Then what we're going to end up doing... I shouldn't have merged you, that was a mistake. No matter. You really don't need 1,000. Let's send them home. Yeah. This little button is too small. Remove commander. Assign commander. Captured. Okay, so now we need to move on over here. And then to go for the capital as well. Now, our armies are apparently quite expensive when raised. Stay there. The twist and the turns of fate have not always been to my advantage. Odin knows I was cursed the day I met Vakapala. Not a day too soon. No longer overwhelmed by stress. That's good. Oh, son of a bitch. Go away! Busy! Where's that? There it is. Yeah, you go and destroy their army. Good. And then you come down here and stomp these fools. Cadet branch. Ingolfer created the Avada cadet branch. Thane Gregor is injured. I'm sorry to hear that. Alright, that's another one taken. Their army was probably running away to there, so we're going to fall back to here with the siege units. I don't want to risk them. No escape for you. Sorry, but not sorry. I did the right thing. They've been defeated. You can return. And you can probably sit here, because they'll try and siege that back again, I reckon. No. Oh, they themselves are being attacked. Well, that's interesting. My injured vassal, Heising, is also wounded, as is Ramanaya. Right, you go and take their capital. Or not. That's what we need to do. Oh. Didn't actually want you to cross that river. This is very bad. Alright. We had superiority even though they had the river crossing. Cancini, my unrestrained concubine, is now held against her will. Oh, I do have a concubine. I thought I got rid of them. Apparently I didn't. That would explain why I have so many damn children. My dear Aqua, I might not have loved you, yet I feel you're passing more acutely than I ever thought possible. You're always there, my constant companion. Did I take you for granted? Probably. Alright, you just chill here. They conclude that siege. Concini's been released. 98%. 99%. One more. One more. There we go. 100%. I'll be taking my county back again, thank you. Expand my armies. And we're making money again. Boom! Could try to assassinate the Rakid king. Unfortunately, he's not a king, he's an emperor now. So Rakid is pretty stable. But we are back to our former size. And you... well, you're his problem, so I'll let him deal with it. Kinsman class has created the clan Tinning, and I do need to get married again. So, we are going to choose just straight up skills. Ooh, Marshal. Helena Ailing. Stewarding wise, we are fine. So, yeah, doubling down on the combat would be a good idea. And Helena Ailing, impatient, trusting, brave. We like you. Done. And then your job is to be all chivalric and stuff, giving me plus 11 martial, which is now 20 martial. So we're going to be a lot better at leading armies in the future because of her. We need yet another court physician. Come on! So, okay. I mean, we do have money at the moment, so we could try to hire one. You know what, let's do a search. And hopefully we don't come up with a raving lunatic again. Your dynasty only needs another 9,000 renown to complete the dynasty perks. You're scoring 44 a month. That's 205 months, or just over 17 years. You're easily going to make it. Oh, interesting. This world is full of dangers, even to a king and his court. So Reculfa is the most experienced, and he is good, except for the fact he's not learning. Why are none of you guys learning? You are. I actually like you more than him. Gila is enthusiastic, and I bet she can be trained as a court physician. And we could also invite some champions, bolster our champion ranks, especially as we did just lose a bunch of commanders, a bunch of champions. Because 259% efficiency for champions is quite a lot. They're also a heck of a lot cheaper than raising armies, because you don't pay them upkeep. Invite some more champions. We have the prestige. Make it happen. And Dex Killer can have a guardian. You are diplomacy and learning. Definitely a diplomat. Definitely a diplomat. And diplomats is something that I don't think we really have in shortage. Bogbati doesn't like me very much. Oh, Toste would do as well. Let's send you. Compassionate, ambitious. Yeah, that's fine. Offer ward. This is Dex Killer. Ooh, I waited a year already. Whoops, sorry. Oh, that might have been actually one of your people died. Also, the other thing I just realized I have not been checking is to make sure that you're actually getting the education of your educator. Marshal or stewarding? You're getting marshal from me. Okay. You're currently getting intrigue, and your educator is a marshal. See, I think you're supposed to be getting a marshal education. Keep forgetting that this is a thing as well. It's so out of the way. Easy to forget. You are being educated by him. That's another marshal. You are getting marshal, that's good. Then Wilhelm. Wilhelm, I think, is supposed to be intrigue. Nope. Learning. Oh, you don't do learning. In that case, you're being taught by the wrong person. Or not. Okay, that was Wilhelm, so Walker. Supposed to be getting learning is getting learning, though a poor one. And that guy looks like he's about to die. Then we have Vasco, who is supposed to be getting learning. And is getting learning. Okay. Yes, we did get Ramu back. We just fought for it. So, speaking of fighting, how are my champions doing? 400 kills, 1 loss. And then this one, which was an actual fight, 264 kills. So this was a river crossing. It was a silly battle. Champion arrived. 365 ducats. I think not. That's a hard pass. Oh yes, ransoms too. Kingsguard, more champions! Okay, so we now have 18 champions who can fight. At 259% efficiency. Marvellous. Ransoms. Let's take a look. So Encura, good marshal. Not very good at the old prowess, but you are just. You would actually be worth recruiting, I think. Another good marshal.
Raiding party!
We'll recruit you as well. Lionheart! Thank you very much for the raid. Welcome to Lionheart's viewers. Hello, hello, hello. How are you all doing on this fine evening? What were you guys playing? Man the longships, yes. See the Lionhearts out at sea. It's where we can fight them best. Give them a proper Viking welcome. Mordred, a question. Have I run into the problem where one of my courtiers is absent? My granddaughter is, and I have no way to get her educated. Or anything of that sort. Her father is unlanded in my court. Yeah, I've had people just disappear. It seems to be a bug with the game. And no, I never found a way of getting them back. So, for those of you just joining us, hello, my name is Mordred Viking. I am playing as the Vikings, except we're in a bit of a weird place, as you can probably tell. We are, just to confirm, Norse, Voodoo True, which is the Austeru faith with African influences, because we became via Africa, and this is Burma. We are the Vikings in Burma. It is, however, 1402. We've got another 42 years until the end of the game. So we're just trying to hold out here. Then we'll probably export this to European Universalis 4 when the converters are available and continue there. But we did start as the Count of Gotland all the way over here. From Gotland, we moved over to Holland and became the Earl of Holland, and then eventually formed the Kingdom of Frisia, which unfortunately doesn't seem to exist anymore. From Frisia, we moved down to Andalusia, which also doesn't exist anymore. From Andalusia, we moved down to Trukrua, which is the kingdom over here. Trukrua, we then moved into Mali and formed the Empire of Mali, which does still exist. And then from Mali, we skipped all the way across. We had a bit more of a contiguous border than they do now, although we never did own this bit. But it was owned by a fellow dynasty member who we had really close relations with, so I was like, we would have had military access, it's fine. Eventually got over to Ceylon, Sri Lanka, and then from Sri Lanka skipped over to Burma. So, yeah, we are now in Burma as Vikings. We succeeded. We did it. And like I said, we just need to survive now until the expansion. Not the expansion, the converter. Lionheart was playing Bannerlord. Ah, cool. I do need to get back into that again once I've finished with my CK3 addiction. Next week, probably. Also on the subject of champions, did anyone see that God tier Viking someone posted on Reddit? No. Yeah, the missing courtier is the visitor system. I assumed so. And yes, small children are just wandering off on their own. You shouldn't let little children wander off into murder forests. Come on. Stacker King, thank you very much for the follow. Welcome to the channel. He had 50 prowess. Impressive. What's our highest? It's like 20 something. 24. And I've certainly seen in the 30s and 40s. I don't think I've seen a 50. Right, we were in the process of checking our prisoners and seeing if there were A, anyone to ransom, or B, anyone to recruit. That's a lot of ransoms. I approve. Okay, so you... Let's get rid of these 3 first of all. The next thing I want to do is get rid of my concubine. Don't need you. Go away. I gain stress because I'm compassionate. That's why we didn't do it before. So we did keep her, and now we've got 9 children as a result. And unfortunately... Ah! Yes! High Crown Authority. Pass law. Succession. High petition becomes primogeniture. Change law. Oh, man. Because I know that there is an active murder scheme against us. And it seems to be fairly powerful because we have no idea who's doing it. But it's fine. We are now primogeniture. And that means that Katie Cat's going to inherit everything. Oh, man. Okay, we're fine. Our succession is secure, because that would have torn our realm apart big time. And there's no way we would have held out against our neighbours at that point. Okay. Whew. Court physician gains novice physician. There we go. That didn't take long. And we can still do some more ransoms. Not you. Not you. But this is saying that you would accept. Okay, so are you any good? You're a zealot, so no. Are you any good? You're possessed and feeble. So no, you can just go. You're also a zealot. Okay, both of you can burn in jail. Or rot in jail. I don't know why I keep saying burn in jail. It makes no sense. What's my prestige tick per month? Prestige is 2.8. Renown is 43.6 and piety is 1.2. And gold is 26. Speaking of gold, do we ever get any more champions in? Experienced diplomat, competent schemer, fighter. 65. Perfect. Cracker. 15. Perfect. This is stressing me out. Oh, right, because... Because I'm shy. I hate that shy costs you for inviting people to your court. That's one thing I don't think it should do. Recently ruling what has seemed like such hard work, but it's... Like no subject of pagan can wipe their arse without my express instruction. I've planned a small getaway to a private estate far from the capital when a servant comes rushing to me, babbling about some new trivial catastrophe. It can wait. It can all wait. Available because I'm reclusive, so I can basically sit this one out. I'll be drinking for the entire ride, it seems. I become drunkard or fine. I'll cancel my plans. No, because I'm already reclusive. We're going to go and hide in my tower. And we're going to sit this one out. Okay, and because we have money again, I'm going to see if there is anyone else that I need to invite. Possibly? No, you're the super expensive one. We're not hiring you. So in that case, we can now build 2 more sets of bombards, and now we are at the capacity I wanted to be at. We could always do with more cavalry, though. A liar's pay. I was shocked when I caught Katie Cat trying to steal from the travel chest of the visiting Mayor Tordir. He blamed a game another child had invented, but I could tell he was lying. So he becomes deceitful, or we can change you to be honest or humble. Shy, lazy, compassionate. See, I don't think a compassionate father would just let somebody get away with it. But then again, I'm lazy. I can't really be bothered to change your mind. And this is totally stressing me out, so... And we're in my tower right now, so I'm not even there. Just talk to your mother. Skuld has arrived. Skuld would cost a lot. But we should now have a bunch more champions. And the quality of our champions has definitely increased. How much are you? 10. It's going to stress me again. Worth it, though. Schools we already saw was too expensive. George is also only a 10. Sif? Would have been a 20, but now we're at critical levels again, so we're going to stop there. Bringing in these new ones. The time-honoured father tactic. Talk to your mother. Exactly. What am I going to do now? Go back to Brittany? No, we're going to hold out here until the end of the game, which is in 41 years. We have to survive for 41 years. Right, are you all doing everything you should be doing? Yes. No. No, you're not. What else do I own? Probably this one. Keep increasing the control. The more control we have, the more money I make, the happier I am. And there's a lot of farmland here. The way of the spear, the endless clash of metal on metal, the chafing of armour, the sting of sweat. It is a dance that is as familiar as it is exhausting. To couch my spear, attack, dodge, defend, repeat. Maybe it would do me some good to practice my skills with another weapon. Me and my trusted spear will not part. Let's end this monotony. Hand me another weapon. You show them how it's done. We gain a bunch more martial lifestyle. At this point, we're probably going strategist. Because, again, I need to learn to fight better, because I am the primary general. Carry on. We are now in fine health. Oh yeah, I did become a witch. I forgot about that. Reniger. Reniger? Oh yeah, Reniger was one of the ones I named. What are you going to do? You're another genius. We have a lot of geniuses this generation, but that's because we did finish the kin tree. Rowdy. So martial or intrigue? Martial 3, intrigue 1. So you... Oh no, that was diplomacy. Martial 0, intrigue 1. So you're going to be an intrigue kid. That's not scary. A genius intriguer. And now Hari Singh isn't holding so many things against me. Is there a way to sort by education? No. Let's go with Grimace Store. You're currently getting intrigue, offer ward, Reniger for him. Off you go. And yes, I know this guy is learning educated, but he's such high learning, I'm hoping that he can deal with it, plus he has very good intrigue. Another faction is about to rise up. Quelle surprise. You want freedom? You shall have it in death. In fact, our forces rally right here. Raise locals. Raise all. In fact, I should just do raise all, because it takes me about a week. Rest for the weary. Sweaty, tired, and in need of food, a long day of training with the troops is coming to an end. As we search for a place to camp, we spot an old and abandoned castle in the distance. Smiling warmly, I declare, "This is where we shall make our camp tonight." The sun is setting, and with it every step towards the ruin looks more ominous. Before long, the soldiers are whispering about ghosts. Let us venture inside. I'm sure there's treasure to be won. Let's raise the tent outside. It's time to rest. I'm lazy. We're resting here. The voodoo true world is appalled to learn that my court chaplain Gudmundur regularly fails to properly punish those who do not fulfill their responsibilities, preferring instead to give them a second or even a third chance before punishing them. While scandals amongst the elders are nothing new, it's disquieting for one to occur so close to home. Condemn him for his transgressions, defend his character publicly, or maybe I should stay silent about this. I'm shy, I'm lazy, I'm staying silent. And I'm overwhelmed by stress again. And I have no real way of... Oh no, I can seclude myself again. Let's go to the tower! To truly centre my mind and clear thoughts and concerns, I have been left to my own devices. Alone I can focus and heal. I shut the door behind me and take one step into the quiet room. I breathe in deeply and out. I have given the servants an order not to let anyone disturb me no matter what happens, and as my shoulders relax, I know this is exactly what I needed. I am truly at peace. Cool. Am I leading this army? Of course I'm not. That would be too easy. It's not like I'm the most competent general or anything. Off we go. Alright, how did the champions do in this one? 674 kills, 1 loss. Who died? Cracker. We just hired you! We have so many champions, it's ridiculous. What's the religious situation like now? Good question. It looks like Osterud is kind of the last defender of Europe. Osterud is holding firm against Wulawadi. Waldesian, I guess, is holding out against Orthodox, although Orthodox, I think, is still spreading. Insular is about to die out. Catholic is being relegated to just one area now. That's probably only one realm. Yeah, Swabia. Swabia is the last Catholic realm left. Osterud is really growing in the Baltics. I would say that's actually kind of the heartland. They've kicked Wulawadi out of Scandinavia, although old Osterud is still rearing its head in certain places. Britain is getting a little bit more consolidated, I would say, although it is still a fragmentary mess in terms of actually who holds what. Arabia. We have the Arabian Empire. I have a feeling that Mali is going to get kicked out of all of these areas, but will stay in Africa. Because they're pretty entrenched over there. And they'll be slowly but surely taking all of this stuff out. And Voodoo True is indeed taking over Africa pretty strongly. Ashari. Ashari is just scary. It's huge. It's the Arabian Empire and Proto-Mughal Empire. Nawid is Maturidi. Cabarite has receded somewhat. And then Manichaean is starting to emerge from the east. Oh, you didn't actually fight them. You should probably think about fighting them. Just a thought. There we are. You lot can head home. Thank you. A shady discussion. I am passing through the castle gardens for a morning walk when the soft breeze carries the voices of Ankura and Kadokayama to my ear. The two courtiers are talking to each other in a secluded spot nearby, frequently glancing around to make sure that nobody is listening. While it is hard for me to make out most of their words from a distance, it is clear that their discussion relates to the court chaplain, Gudmundr. So I can warn him. If only I could get a little bit closer. Probably nothing important. I'll warn him. I'm compassionate. And now I think I'm going to try and maintain at least 500 ducats. Now that I've built up my army to where I want it to be, we're going to maintain minimum 500, and then we'll just continue to build from there. Probably more cavalry. Or spearmen, actually. What do my neighbours use again? Not even going to... well... yeah, we are going to check these guys. Kandayat. They are heavy infantry. And they counter light cavalry and spearmen. So I need more light foot. Yeah, I feel like I just need loads and loads of light footmen. Light foot and crossbows counters heavy infantry. Yep, light foot. Lightfoot will also be better at fighting in the forests. Plus, we could actually upgrade the fortifications in these places. Make them a bit tougher. Faction has disbanded, and now it's just the Bengali uprisings. The age of knowing. My son and heir, Katie Cat, hovers in limbo between childhood and adulthood. I've taught him enough to understand the truth, and he is still young enough to have an open mind. If I want to induct him into the service of Freya, it is now or never. He deserves to know her power. Convinced. So Katie Cat is also a witch. Weird ruined army camping. Yep, that's how you end up fighting Count Strahd in Barovia. I still need to play Curse of Strahd. Never have. Oh, and Icewind Dale book came out yesterday? Day before? I think it was yesterday. One of my D&D pals messaged saying they just got it. I was very jealous. Right, we are going to get Bullum Justum because we want to start getting the strategist perks. And then after this, maybe we can actually start working on some of the stewarding stuff, seeing as, you know, Midas touched. But the military was definitely the most important thing to be focusing right now. Increase your size. You know what? I'll do it twice. I'm lazy. And the Bengalis are back again. Although we were about to finish converting Ava. Then after Ava, we'll probably do Sangyang. Sagaing. Saga-ing! It's Saga-ing! Of course, Vikings. It's the place where sagas happen, and therefore Saga-ing. Katie Cat comes of age. With the coming of age, my tuition of Katie Cat is at an end. With sufficient tutelage, even a child that has displayed little inclination towards warfare such as Katie Cat can come to understand it. It's impressive to see such skill in somebody so young. He displays a level of insight that's rare even amongst veteran commanders. We have got a brilliant strategist, Zealot, as our heir. We're going to be really good at fighting. And you're a genius. And you're a famous champion already. Katie Cat is known, respected, and perhaps even feared throughout the realm as a paragon of Norse warrior practices. Boom. Alright, we'll let you actually become an adult. There we go. Now you are. 20 martial, 16 prowess. 9, 20, 14, 12, 11. Katie Cat would be a really good ruler. So, who do we marry you to? Maximum age 25, age difference 10. 10. So Kimisheng is a giant. Gandavriti is quick, but not intelligent. None of these are very good. The thing you're lacking the most is diplomacy, but I think if you're going to be a fighter, we kind of want another fighter. Let's see if there's anyone who's really good at fighting. Ratner. Actually not awful. Shy, chaste, humble. Definitely don't want chaste. Not on the air. Ambitious and just. I think you have some potential, and you are hale. I'm going to take a risk, and we're going to betroth you to her. Send proposal. Good. Now, who's educating her and in what? She's getting a martial education. Fine. No, she's not. Let's have Katie Cat train her. Foreign court, minus 100. Too bad. What time am I streaming till? 2 AM. With the 1 hour break in between. So what's next? Vikings on Australia and New Zealand? I mean, that might well happen in EU4. I'm not going to say it wouldn't. Ah, we got the Weeder Dykes. Good. Those will be increasing levy size and development. And now we just have Royal Armoury and Reconquista to finish. Marvellous. And we're already getting this from the cause. So we'll finish Royal Armoury in 3 years. So we will have finished the tech tree. And we're fascinated by Reconquista. So we'll get that in 5 years. Sweet. I'm actually kind of wondering if I want to go up against Delhi to see if I can take Kale and maybe Manipur. No, we need to keep on converting what we have. I can't take time. Well, actually, it'll be a holy war, wouldn't it? Ava have been converted, so now we're going to go and do Saga-ing. And actually, it looks like my minions are doing a remarkably good job converting as well. So, we're growing. Converting to Norse culture is taking somewhat longer, though. And in fact, because we're not currently fighting, let's make you simply assist ruler. Give me a buff and everything. And we are also going to get another set of you. And then after this, archers. Will I continue this in EU4? That's the plan. It won't be immediately. I don't even know if the converters... I know they've announced that they're working on one. Like the converter modder teams, but I don't know if there's any actually finished yet. I doubt it. It's been, what, 3 weeks since release. Yeah, no release yet. Oh, that's interesting. They're doing an Imperator to CK3 converter. Now that would be interesting. Doing Imperator all the way to Victoria. But if you're interested in tracking their progress, this is the thread all about the converter. And yeah, Idrender is really good at the conversion stuff. Like he did the CK2... No, CK2 to EU4 was official. He did the EU4 to Victoria 2, and it's an excellent piece of work, so... They are a very, very good team. And they work pretty quickly as well. So definitely one to watch out for. Imperator to Stellaris would be a truly epic campaign. You're not wrong. Arachnos comes of age. And he has gone for military. So he is level 3. Mulgin, also of age. Level 3 military. I'll let that skip over just a moment. So we need to get these guys married. So which is technically the elder of the two twins? Arachnos. So Arachnos, you need... There's a couple of giants available. To marry somebody who's good at fighting. Paranoid, deceitful, content. Oh, man. And you are also a formidable banneret. Arachnos led troops and fought bandits even before his majority battle-hardened into a determined combatant. We're not marrying you to a peasant revolt. That just doesn't work well. Don't really want to marry you to somebody ambitious, especially not when you're content. Could marry you to this girl. Yeah, you look better. Send. Right. Oh no, still a betrothal. And then Mulgin. Mulgin, I think we just want to marry off to somebody who's just a really good, solid all-rounder. Good run. Gregarious, stubborn, trusting. What are you? Arrogant, compassionate, and temperate. Good run would work. Okay.
I accept your marriage proposal. Your son Arachnos and my acquaintance Nangzi will be joined in holy matrimony. May Tsushima bless their union.
Says the 2-year-old. I'm guessing that one of his advisors would actually say that. You a zealot? No. So... Ah, right. You are the bandit. Are you good at fighting? You are. Welcome to the good guys. And we are going to recruit some more archers. Are we playing to 1444 or 1453? 1444. There isn't a converter from Victoria to Hearts of Iron. There is technically one to Hearts of Iron 3, but it's just not very good because of the way the ideologies work. There isn't really a way of breaking down, in a fair way, the ideologies from Victoria 2 into Hearts of Iron. It would need to be, like, assigned randomly. Just doesn't work as well. Right. Councillor. Oh, we lost the Chancellor. Are you any good at anything? You are very good at learning. And Grima's a pretty good diplomat. So, in fact, if we bring... Sorry. Gudmundur. Can't I switch you? I apparently can't switch the court chancellor. Alright, how about this? How about we bring you in and then replace you with him? There we go. And Borkvard, how the bloody hell... Are you even my steward? Just no. Just no. No bloody wonder the conversions were taking so long. Blimey. Right, and then Extremis needs a guardian. Extremis is rowdy, so that's martial or intrigue. Martial, you're a 1, intrigue, you're a 2, so you are slightly better at intrigue, which is a bit of an unfortunate thing. We're getting a lot of intrigue people again. Grima. Thankfully is able to take on another ward at this point. Good. I was hoping that would get clipped. I had my sneaking suspicions that it would be. Let's bring you up to 1,000. So now, when we're at war, we can be paying out at maximum -50, so we would be on a -13. So this army is pretty expensive to maintain. at current levels. New martial perk. Lovely. So we're going to take Organised March because a lot of this does seem to be movement speed. Like so. And then I think I want to get my cavalry up to 1,000 as well. And then at that point, our men-at-arms forces should be big enough. Huzzah! Jackson! Thank you very much for the 24-month primary subscription. Really appreciate the ongoing support there, Jackson. Thank you so much. And congratulations on the orange wings. Huzzah! Well deserved. You want me to give you the city of Salin. And where, pray, is the city of Salin? In fact, you know what? I don't even know what these leases do. I'm guessing it means that the money from those towns goes to them. Fine. Because it's me that's getting paid. So we can then invest that money in upgrading our cavalry to 1,000. And then we can spend the rest on upgrading our economy. So Pagan being the first place, of course, that gets the upgrade. And then probably Maiuchi as well. So we could upgrade the military schools to officer academies. Only cost 360. It's actually less than I expected. Do it. Do it now. Wilhelm comes of age. As does Walker. So Wilhelm... Should we just let a day pass? Wilhelm is just, and he did get level 3 Webweaver, and then Wilhelm got that. Walker got level 4 Learning. Okay, so we finally have somebody with decent learning in the realm. And you're all round okay. I think I might just marry you to somebody who's good with prowess. Pamala, that sounds good to me. Or Anna Delvey. Better intrigue. And a giant. You know what? You two would make a better match. Let's marry you to her. And then Walker. Really want to marry you to somebody who is high learning. Anupal. Works for that. Done. Excellent. Excellent. And we now have an alliance with this guy. Who is that guy? A baron. Okay. Right, and I can actually build something in this province as well. That's going to be farms and fields. Marvellous. Are you still alive? You're still alive. You're too far away now, though. I can't do anything against you. Besides, I think you were actually the one that Risk wanted to take out, not Greystroke. The great pagan kingdoms of the Norse origins. Exactly! I do love the fact that this kingdom is called Pagan. It just makes me so happy. Yeah, I'm getting no interruptions on my end, so I'm afraid it's on yours. Alright, Sagaing. You could upgrade your hamlets. Not yet. My dear father! Norse settlements and installation new administration at Ava has been completed. Marvellous. So you may continue in Sagaing. Because if anywhere deserves to be Norse, other than pagan, it should definitely be Sargaing. Meanwhile, Voodoo True definitely continues to grow. How's the conversion? Sargaing's got 4 years, 6 years, 4 months. So we'll be finishing the control soon. We have unlocked Venial. Oh, Dynasty is unlocked. So we now get monthly tyranny minus 0.05. And that leaves just family connections, and then we have finished off every single legacy. Do I want to get a second set of artillery going? No, we need to be investing in my territories. We could also really be doing with increasing the number of holdings we have. So here we're going to build a second city, I think. Oh, and we also want to build a thing down here. Bogale. So what is it you get there? Before I make a massive investment. TK3 Bogale. That did not come up with anything. Special buildings. Oh, Dagon. The Schwa Dagon Padoga gives monthly taxes, holding taxes, 20% monthly development. I'm guessing that you need to be Buddhist to do this. You do. It's already there. So that advice of building a thing here was wrong. I mean, partially because it's already there, partially because I can't actually use it. Alright, Katie Cat gets married. Was your husband, oh, your wife any good? Yeah, actually. Good enough. And we'll need you to convert. Okay, we're going to sway you. We definitely need to sway you. In fact, all of the spouses, I think, need to be... Oh, son of a bitch, stress. I'm shy. Okay, I'm definitely going to say that shy is my least favourite trait in this game. It is horrible. Thankfully, I can go into seclusion again. Because the fact that both the inviting courtiers and swaying cause stress, like nothing causes stress like this trait. Nothing. If it was just one of those, fine. But the fact it's both, it's ridiculous. An unworthy challenge. At first I thought the simple footman a fool for stepping onto the training field. Although Freydis seemed no threat at first, it quickly became clear she would be unable to stop her wild strikes from hurting me. Disarming her suddenly became a matter of life and death. I tried to not show my relief when her sword finally hit the ground. We need more people like you. See, I can invite her without causing stress. Welcome to the team. Become a knight. How is my list of champions looking? Alpha. Done. Yeah, our lineup of champions is starting to look pretty decent. I mean, a lot of them are going to be our kids. But hey, that's why we have so many of them, right? So it doesn't matter if a few of them die in glorious battle. And how did you turn out, Mr. Anupal? Actually quite well. Though you're only a level 2 Midas, but never mind. Okay, cool. And these two are 4. Did I seriously get 3 sets of twins? Twins. Twins. No. The last ones weren't. No. Meanwhile, Mali continues to gobble up more of Africa. West Francia is formed again, at least. Sweden fell apart. It's been split between Sweden and Lithuania. So how many troops can you raise now? 94,000. What is your capital? Mosul. Afghanistan. New martial perk. Glorious. So I think we'll take Parthian tactics, seeing as we do have quite a lot of cavalry. Archer damage would be very useful. Efficiency, counter efficiency would be very useful. I wonder if counter efficiency also reduces the amount of countering that your troops take. Because I seem to remember with that trait, Risk's armies almost never got countered. Not in a meaningful way. Right, Mauche built crop fields. You may as well... no, let's get a hunting ground or something. Or a military camp. And how's the work here coming along? You've finished control. In fact, control throughout my realm is now actually pretty good. Good stuff. That would explain why we're making a lot more money. And in fact, the vassals are paying a healthy share of taxes. I think we get more money from these vassals than we ever got as Mali. I think maybe the absolute maximum we got as Mali was 14. I don't know why Mali's tax system was so inefficient. Considering its size, it made very little money. We've been burdened by oppressive laws for too long. Nope, peasants are supposed to serve me. You seriously raised up with 400 men. Really? 400? Oh, it's not even worth raising my armies for this. Yep, that was literally 400 men. Okay then. You are a moron. You're a good fighter though. We are about to capture you. So how about you fight for me? Because I think you'd be bloody good at it, especially as you're brave and wrathful. Welcome to the good guys. And you're still a zealot. Silly. Champions alone could probably have slaughtered them. There is no probably about that. They definitely could have. It could be both if the stress amount was minor. That's true. Yeah, the fact you get 10 or more per is a problem. Okay, marriage being sent out to Anna Ledevi, who is our giantess, who is very, very good at intrigue. And also a pretty good fighter to boot. In fact, she would be even better if she was Norse. Because then she would have the... I can never remember what that tenet's called. Unrelenting Faith buff. Proud to see my daughter no longer a child. Vasco has become kind of bad at business. But she's still intelligent. So we need to get you married. You know what? I think we will marry you to a steward. Let's make you a bit of a better financier. Temperate, just, and diligent. Thakur. You sound awesome. Accept. Let's try that again, but with the matrilineal filter on. Toki? Calm, paranoid, sadistic? No. Deceitful, diligent, and patient? Just cynical? You're only 11, so your abilities are only going to get better. Let's betroth you. We actually get some prestige out of that match. We've got Reconquista. which I believe was the last technology. Yep. Where is Deccan, India? Click to view. I'm trying! I'm trying! I'm guessing it's this part. But as far as I know, there isn't actually a region view. So when it says Deccan, it's just like, where's that? Andalusia's gone. Andalusia was just absorbed into the Marwanids. Remember, they're the same religion. They've not been Orsa for a long time, though they are still Norse. Although, probably will start getting converted away from that. But culturally, they'll cause some problems. So we can be proud of that legacy at the very least. Gained extra diplomacy. Lovely jubbly. Right, we should be spending money. Sargating. Actually, no, Ava. You can upgrade your mansions. Yes, do that. And then we can probably replace your curtain walls with something else. Another scandalous priest. It's not another scandalous priest, it's the same scandalous priest. It's the same guy. For the same reason. Dex the Killer comes of age. You're learning instead of intrigue. Alright, so you are incredibly learned. So we do want to try and match you up against another incredibly learned person. Shy, cynical, arrogant. Needs to be matrilineal. There's a bit of a lack of respectable, learned people here. I noticed that just trying to choose teachers, let alone anything else. The Islamic nations are doing hella good. I wonder if that's Mordred's fault for destroying Catholicism. I mean, I didn't have that much of a hand in destroying Catholicism. Because up in Russia, that was mostly pagan or Jewish. Around Frisia, okay, that was Catholic. France was Catholic, yeah. France was definitely my fault. Britain, though, Britain wasn't. Britain should have remained insular. But insular doesn't crusade. They don't have armed pilgrimages. It's kind of in their name. Insular. They're very good at looking inwardly. And they should have been really tough to convert. I am surprised that Insular fell. Once they were like that entrenched, I am really astonished that they actually managed to fall apart as quickly as they did. There is absolutely nobody with a learning education. So, ambitious, gregarious, just. Chings and Cho actually seems like the best match for you. Although ambitious could be a bit dangerous. And now we can upgrade something else, so let's go for Kayuksky. I'm going to switch you out for military camps. Far from home, a stranger is brought before me. She has been waiting outside the castle gates for a week, my liege. The guard informs me. The woman bows deeply. My name is Sungul, your highness. I have travelled far and wide and seen many things, but my family and I are weary of the road. If you will allow us to stay, I will happily share my knowledge of the world with you and your loyal servant. As your loyal servant. You are Manichaean. You're from up here. That is quite a long way. Embrace Odin and this will be your home. Welcome. Few champions. Few champions? I mean, I know I can get 20 of them. Oh, it came up with that error just because the limit went up. 20 champions fighting at 264% efficiency now. Gotta love the gallant ability. Plus the fact that we have a military academy. And in fact, we could even double down on that if we built a military academy down here as well. Which would just be hilarious. Okay, Pagan's finished building its thing. So Pagan's going to upgrade its defences. In fact, can I upgrade you to a concentric castle? No. But I can upgrade your walls. Which is what I am going to do. I want my capital well fortified. And then I think we need to try and get the... Oh no, we're already building the last holding here. Good. Sargit, you need one. You need one. Like, there are loads of holdings I still need to build. It seems that my dealings with the court chaplain Rogenfrid have accidentally made certain obligations. Bugger. You fool! Just looking at fortifying Pagan Castle myself. That was weird. Stop copying me! War declared. The Vasudevid Emirate. Which is that piece of Rakid, but it is not the whole of Rakid. They can, however, raise 25,000 soldiers. And this is for the Earldom. It's for the southern bit. Rally the armies. Alright, let's do a quick save. Now the question is, are they going to march or are they going to sail? Because I'm not sure. So I'm not going to raise my forces until we know. Because the thing is, we raise forces incredibly quickly. We keep like 6 days and we're there. So we are going to be entirely reactionary in where we raise our armies depending on where they come in. And we can raise 14,000 with an excellent commander who is actually really coming into their own. And in fact, before I forget, let's make you an even more excellent commander. Boop. Like that. Cool. Right, well, this is obviously time for the safety helmet because this is going to be a tough fight. Regardless of how optimistic I am about our defensive situation. In fact, before I drink that, I want to have some more tea. I'm kind of thirsty. That was nearly a disaster. It is really hard to drink tea while wearing a Viking helmet. Sorry, a Burmese helmet. It is very, very difficult to drink tea, which is an appropriate drink for this area, while wearing one of these. You know, a Burmese helmet. Let's try that again, shall we? There we go. Okay. Let's see where they come at us. The good unlanded. Obviously you are the bestest at whatever it is that they're talking about. So what are we... Oh man, we're fighting all of this. Okay, no wonder they're a bit bigger. If they're raising down here, I'm going to guess that they're going to sail in. Dynasty head changed. I am now the dynasty head. Now that's interesting. Really? Me? Not Marley? Oh no, they're still there. Having a bit of a civil... Oh, it might be because she's a kid. She's not a kid anymore. She actually made it to 19 and got married. Okay, good. Oh, but it's not matrilineal? Are you kidding me? Why? Oh, I hope your ass gets overthrown. You're a female ruler. Why would you not get married matrilineally? That's really stupid. You will not make me drink tea. Well, I'm going to make myself drink tea because I'm still quite thirsty. Okay, let's do this. Zoom in a little bit so we can see where they're coming at us from. A helpful warning. I have received a missive from Malik al-Muzaim, Khalid of Rekid. It claims that Jarl Edla, my vassal, has requested support in a plot against me. There is nothing more I value more than loyalty, Khalid's letter reads. So the Sultan of Rekid just wrote me a note. That's very nice of you, sir. Thank you so much. I will confront this Edla in person. I'm not sending you a gift. Not at this point, but I appreciate that. An insulting accusation when I present Malik's letter to Edla. It is first met with confusion, then anger. You believe his word over mine? Have I not always been a loyal servant? You have always been such a good servant. Public expression of gratitude. Okay, so she wasn't actually plotting. He was tricking me. Good to know. Glad I didn't send that note of money. Right, where is this army? Where are you? Where are your armies? You actually have to attack me. A sword strikes across my chest plate. My elbow slams into a helmet. A soldier easily avoids my clumsy counter. The mock battle rages around me, but I struggle to find my focus. I am tempted to let my guard down as soon as the fighting lulls, but I know a second assault is about to start. Meet this assault head on! Or I will withdraw for a moment. I'm going to withdraw because... what's happened to my prowess? We've still got 22. That's a really hard challenge if a 22 is a 50-50. And I'm not taking a 50% chance of getting wounded just before a big war. Sorry. Not happening. Oh, here they come. 26,000 troops. Marching straight into Kuzimi. So what we're going to do is we're going to raise our forces next door. And they're going to try and run away. Damn right you are. Nope, not allowing it. And it's my castle, so we have the defensive advantage too. So this is the perfect situation. It's plus 69 advantage. Get in! So their light footmen are completely countered by my archers. Their crossbows are somewhat countered by the foot. The horsemen are not countered, but they're fighting in the forest. They're not very good. Their heavy infantry, unsurprisingly, completely countered by my light foot, and their archers are somewhat countered by my own horsemen, who again, fighting in the forest, so not as effective. Somewhat countered, completely countered, of course, somewhat countered. So we have the much better counters. We have 20 champions against their 8. And we also have the forest advantage, jungle advantage, which is another plus 6. And you will remember there is one unit that's good at fighting in jungle. It's these guys. Archers don't, right? No. Light footmen, fighting in favourable terrain. Every advantage is in my favour, except for the numbers. But the numbers are closing rather rapidly, and we outnumber them. Bish, bash, bosh. Slaughter, indeed. Not a stack wipe, unfortunately, but it was an absolute hammering. So, victory. We lost 2,900. They lost 8,000. We gained 1,600 fame and 800 devotion from that one battle. Not too shabby. Champions killed 3,000. 20 dudes killed 3,000 and lost nobody. Multiple of them were wounded, but none of them died. Levies killed 2,300, lost 2,500. Light horsemen killed 1,100, lost 100. Even in the forest they did good. Archers killed 600. House guard killed 22. They did rubbish. Bombards killed nothing. And then the Lightfoot actually performed a lot worse than I expected. 800 for 100. Their archers, rubbish. Their Kundiat, completely garbage. Their levies, hammered. Their horsemen actually did... No, their crossbows did the best. And their 8 champions only killed 400. Those champions are a battlefield whirlwind of destruction. Yeah, I mean, I have invested pretty heavily in them. So, good. What are they wielding? Gatling guns. I mean, this is... Yeah, they are. They absolutely are. Hit and run. This would have made my archers even better. I don't have any heavy infantry or spearmen, though, so not as useful. Whereas the extra counter, I think, would be even better. So now we're going to move up to here because I want to be a little bit more central so I can see where they're going to attack me from next time. But that was an excellent result. Very happy with that. And a pretty good opener, I would say. They have lightsabers. Ah, you're going to be retreating up to there. So are you going to be attacking me in the north? Yes. Yes, you are. How much would this be to upgrade? 225. I need to upgrade my fortifications in the forests here. Oh, they're going straight out to sea again. Let's head south. And find out where they'll try and attack me this time. Court physician's knowledge increases. You are now a renowned physician. Yeah, considering the number of people you are currently tending, not surprised. The other thing I may want to do... My stress levels right now are actually pretty low. You are a good fighter. You would be quite expensive, though. I'm going to invite champions again. Because we need to keep the quality up. Is this India? No, this is Burma. We went past India. Alright, where are you going? You're going to Pegu. Ooh, it's in the open. I'm okay with that. Now, am I going to get there in 30 days? That I'm not sure about. Oh, they're leaving straight away anyway. It'll take you 30 days to get on the ships. And it's not all of you. You're actually leaving 6,000 men behind. You will take that fort. But that's all you're taking. And you're immediately disembarking again. Where are you going? You're going here. Right, so they have the disembarkation penalty. So we are once again at a plus 50, only this time horsemen are in favourable terrain. Their horses not counted, their crossbows somewhat counted, lightfoot completely counted, infantry have completely counted. Archers not very. I could actually do with more horsemen. And we outnumber them again. This is an even bigger slaughter than last time. Let my light cavalry loose, and that's what happens to you. We lost 2,000, they lost 6,600. Once again, no champions died, they killed 2,000. Levies killed 2,000, lost 2,000. Their champions only killed 300 and they actually lost one. Archers killed 500, light cavalry 1,300, lost 60. Lightfoot killed 700, lost 100, so they had a better result here as well, out in the open. Is this favourable terrain for them? Oh, and their crossbows. Right, plains is negative for crossbows. That's why they did worse, because their crossbows were in the plains, out in the open. You are good in forest, tiger, and jungle, so no. And let's just see if I was right about the crossbows. They have, yeah, toughness reduction in the plains, so they are easier to kill. Marvellous! I'll take that. Round 2 went to me. And they're going to continue to attack down here. So we're going to... No, we're going to stay here. We're going to siege this down. We have lots of bombards, so this shouldn't take very long. We have inherited the temple, so we're going to give the temple straight back to somebody else. In fact, you know what? I should be a little bit more careful in who I give the temples to and just give it to virtuous people. Don't care about their stats, just make sure they're virtuous. Mastani died. Champion arrived. He's pretty good. He's pretty cheap. Cost me the stress, but I feel like I need them. And we built high tents, which are... Oh, we lost the Marshal. That's not good. However, Edla is a freaking amazing Marshal. She's also a powerful vassal. Welcome to the team. Now I'm going to need you to increase control. You will almost convert. Okay. Oh, man. We are really flipping out with stress. I need to be very careful about this. I don't know if that stress automatically goes up when the sway refreshes. It might. Oh, when we inherited the temple, we also inherited all of their money. Well, that's nice. Because what I would kind of like to do is upgrade these fortifications here. You get this as a freebie, seeing as you're my frontiers. Where's your castle? There. How much? Done. And you also get that one as a freebie. There we go. All of our frontiers are now upgrading. Marvellous. When CK3 gets an update with Japan, can we expect a Weeb invasion of the British Isles? Sarging have finally converted. Marvellous. So next up, we are going to convert Kayuase, because that's also farmland, so it's going to be a high development location. We'll move back into the center here so they can't see where I am. Okay, you're going to come down here. Fine. That does not count as a river crossing, because they are going to the wrong place. Oh, they're trying to go out to sea again. Unfortunately, it is taking me quite a long time to move around. So are they going to make this? No. However, they are no longer disembarking. So we'll kill this group. Okay, their reinforcements are coming in. This is going to be a bit of a tougher fight, I feel. However, we are still defending in the forests. So we'll start out winning. And we need to do a lot of damage before those guys arrive. So there's 14,000 against my 10,000. We're on a -4. We're on a +22. Why did we suddenly switch? He's reckless, and he probably just rolled really badly. Feel like this one's going to be a loss. Yeah, this is going to be a loss. Alright, time for us to back off. That's okay. Wait, why am I going to sea? Oh, I'm not. They are. Fine. We killed 3,000, they killed 3,000. I don't know why that one went so badly. It was in the forest. It should have been in our favour again. Tawny Day. Oh, it's because it was in theirs, because they'd just taken it just before I arrived. They had the defensive, not me. That's why it went badly. The sun is shining and the peasants are milling about the tourney posted by my wife. All of my champions cheer as Queen Helena announces the tournament in their honour. And for once, I get to simply sit and watch. 10% chance that Wilhelm gains a combat perk. Where's Wilhelm? There. You gained aggressive attacker. Nice. Renegades come of age. They grow up so fast. So this is our intriguing genius. Who is really good. Whoa. Melancholic, giant and pretty. Vina. And Simba is intelligent. Greedy, sadistic, arbitrary, gregarious, fickle, cynical. We're going to marry you to Vina, I think. Okay then, and we are also going to check you. Still not convert. That's irritating. Alright, let's move south. Okay, so this is their siege train. This is not. So we're going to move here. We're going to try and circle around behind them into this. And see if I can get them to attack me. Or even better, we'll attack you in the plains. Yeah, it's the plains. There's no defensive advantage for this. And these guys have run away, so this is going to be 13,000 against 10,000. We outnumber them for a change. Somebody's trying to kill Walker. Can you stop plotting against us? Alright. Out in the open. So, horsemen are now at full effectiveness. They do have all of their men-at-arms, but so do we. Now we massively outnumber them, and then we'll be able to take them down. They are going to try and join the battle, but it's going to be way too late. And we'll outnumber them as well. There they go. Okay. Revenge! But we did lose a bunch of champions, apparently. So we'll need to make sure that we raise them. Actually, no, stay here and siege this. They're running away. You are sieging. Just the unit icon disappeared. Right, we have the bombard. That makes sense. My injured wife. We have a really good medic. Renowned physician, so too late for caution. Alright, we took that. Let's move to here. Are they going out to sea or are they going to stay here? They're going here. And then what? You're staying there. Then you're going out to sea. Now this would be a defensive battle for them. So I think we're going to go and try and take out their strong point, and we'll also recruit another set of champions who we'll send to Kasumi as well. And we'll siege this down real quick. Okay, reinforcements have arrived. So they're going to go for Dagon. Dagon, I think, is, yeah, way more fortified, so level 8. So that is going to take them a bit of time to take, even with their bombards. And they are leaving a bunch of troops behind. Alright, let's go and lift that siege if we can get there in time. I'm not sure we will. Because bombards really drew through these walls so quickly. To make my daughter-in-law Prabhavati Gupta more susceptible to my attempts at approaching her, I can include a compliment. And what do we have? Unshakable faith in the Tirankaras. She's not zealous, so I don't think we need that. Youthful vigor. She is young, and she is hale. Assertive presence. Impatient. She is ambitious and impatient, so she would be assertive as well. I'm going to say the youthful vigor. Again, impatient. She's vigorous. Impatiently so. The clanging of mail and the clashing of swords. The clanging of mail and the clashing of swords rings in my ears as my champions practice their arms. I study them intently, trying to ascertain each particular strength and weakness. There is little rest for them, for as soon as the bell is rung, the signal for the end of the mock melee, the stable doors are opened. It is time to bring out the mounts. Today we're going field riding, or bring me my armour. I haven't ridden on the Cretain for ages, so I gain prowess and a small health boost, but that's not really what I'm after. I am after those perks. Why did that suddenly flash purple? That made me a bit scared there. I was like, Am I going to get to this crossing first? I think I am. Ooh. Court Chaplain Rogenfrid glances at the mud fields at the bottom of the hill. Those could serve as the outline of the enemy army, she says. I could cut off diagonally and lead the champions into the flanks, or we can say, charge! And we become an aggressive attacker. Yeah, that's actually a really tough choice. Aggressive attacker means more casualties dealt. No, I'm going to take aggressive attacker because we are the main commander and doing more damage to their armies would be amazing. Did we just switch commander? I don't know, did we? Oh, we did. Well spotted. Why does it do that? It's so irritating. Just let me lock my general, please. I couch my spear and lead the riders in a mad dash down the hill. However, among all of the seeming chaos of the shifting armour, raised weapons and battle cries, there is a plan, and we smash into the imaginary army on the field below. Every soldier finds their place in our line, readying strikes, falling back, twisting reins, and leaping back into the fray. We will rush over our enemies like a force of nature, and they will break like the tree before the tempest. We will cut down every last man in our path. Now, who gets here first? We get there in 22 days. You get there in 7. Shoot, that's going to be a nasty crossing for us. Oh, they stopped. Okay, I don't know how they stopped because I thought they were locked in, but fine. Recent correspondence has been a source of joy for me. Excellent. Please convert. And please do not sway them any further. Marvellous. Norse settlement in Sarging has converted. And we need yet another marshal. So we are going to start converting Mimbo. And we're going to bring in another marshal, which is going to be Katie Cat. Oh, who is currently the steward. Mayor Bjorg isn't a terrible steward, and we do need a marshal right now. In fact, bring in Gudmundur, because he's a better steward, and then you can come in as a diplomat. I don't need the diplomat so much, because our vassals are super, super loyal. Yeah, you can get a crossing going here, and we'll go for Pegu, which is open land, so even if they take it, we'll still smash them, and I don't think they're going to make it back to their ships in time. Fine. Battle is joined. War declared. By whom? The Raj of Hatakana, who is way the hell over here. With 8,000... Oh no, it's these guys. But they still only have 8,000 men. So it's a good thing that we upgraded our northern frontiers. What are you declaring for? You're going for a single county. Whereas these guys are going for the full Ealdom. Unfortunately, it was not another stack wipe. You stay here, siege that down. They're going back out to sea. Once we retake this, then we'll have occupation goals again. And we'll need to just keep an eye on stuff up there, though it is going to take a long time to respond to threats in the north. So hopefully my fortifications are up to scratch. So in the previous battle, they lost 6,500, we lost 2,000. In that last battle, we lost 2,600, they lost 5,800. So we are kicking their asses in these battles. But that's not to say that we're not doing this without loss. I do really want to recruit you, but right now I can't because of stress. Can't seclude myself yet. Okay, so we're now at 48%. You want a white piece out? You would accept a white piece. You know what? So would I. Now we can head north. May Allah destroy your house. I accept this offer of peace. Let us put this conflict behind us. We survived. That's all I needed to do was survive. And now we can go and fight these guys. And we have an actual border with them. Oh, this is the Delian neighbour. So it's one of Delhi's vassals. Helena's become a strategist. Oh, nice. That's going to increase my own combat abilities because she is being chivalrous. Awesome. Is there anything else we need to control? Yes. Daegu. And Dagon. In fact, especially Dagon. Let's start by controlling Dagon. Then we can do Pegu. Let's keep you here. Just until we see where their armies are coming from. In fact, if I disband you, how long would it take? Oh, only a month. Let's disband you. We can just bring the troops back when we need them. Cool. Gardens and vegetable plantations built. And this is going to allow us to recharge some of our funding as well. Can I show you the whole map? I can. So this is the world in 1415. So we've got another 29 years to go. Definitely seeing some blobs appear. Arabia, Rakik, Marwanid, Thuringia, Bavaria, Lithuania, Sweden. Even to a lesser extent, Issa. Caspians. Nawids. Senkadagalapurids. Yeah, Cabarite's still around. Not nearly as big as they once were. They've been losing ground fairly steadily. Also, Turu is very strong over here in the north. Like, I'm going to love the fact that we're going to basically have a Viking Russia. Betrothed can marry. Please do. And yes, good point. We should check our prisoners. Because we are likely to have a few, and these are probably their warriors. So we could actually try to recruit them. So let's see who actually gets ransomed. Which will earn us some money back again. Okay, you. Reasonable fighter. As long as you're not a zealot, I'll take you. Because we're going through fighters pretty quickly. You're not an amazing fighter. We're just going to let you go. Neither are you. Neither are you, and you're a zealot. Oh, you've already been here for 13 years. Right. I remember. And in fact, are there any of you lot who need converting like you? You wouldn't. You wouldn't. You wouldn't. These are all the husbands and wives of our minions. You would. You would. You wouldn't, but only just. If we were able to sway, I could convert all of them. Unfortunately, swaying causes stress, and therefore can't really be done. Hit and run. Retreat losses would be reduced, so that one battle would have cost us less. So now the question is, do we stay on the chivalric focus, which is giving us the combat advantage, and try and get down to strategist? Or do we switch over to stewarding and finish off architect so that we can actually build stuff? No, we're in such a tenuous hold on this region. I think we've kind of got to remain a warrior and try and hold on to this. And this should be a bit of an easier fight. We're not massively outnumbered, so I'm going to wear the headset so I can actually hear what's going on. Speed 4 until they actually appear. Looks like their armies are taking some time to gather. Till death doeth all know, Helena died. Damn. Oh shoot, that's going to cause me a break unless I do this. Hope you find peace, Helena. Hope you find peace. Right, let's marry someone else. So first things first, maximum age, don't care. Age difference, don't care. Fertility, don't care. Fighting. Who's good at fighting? Patient, callous, and brave. Liko. Not as good, but she's not terrible. That's too bad. Helena really was good. I think Tabian is going to be better. Just, cynical, and calm. You're also a bit more of an all-rounder, which we do need. No chance of children. Good, because I've got enough. Although, I guess at this point, the more children I have, the more champions we have. So it's not necessarily a bad thing. Because I can train them. I can just make them all fighters. And I'm going to need you to go ahead and convert. Thank you. Now I can have some tea. Sandrock, thank you very much. End of the Earth. Stacker King, thank you very much for the follows. Welcome to the channel. Glad to have you following us. Mordred was overwhelmed with grief over the loss of his wife for, what, 40 seconds? No, I never actually clicked the button, so he didn't become overwhelmed. And I really need to be in seclusion basically as often as I can because I have such problems. Although, I am now below again, so we can recruit 2 more people. So that's going to be you. You're kind of expensive. I want the cheap ones. The ones that I summoned as champions. And you're not actually here. You're a very good fighter. We'll hire you. Okay, there's their army. Where's my army? We don't have an army. We need an army! Let's raise them right there. And I will be taking the field once again. And you are still working on the chivalry. Good. Are we going to catch you? We are. Haha! So, we caught them out in the open. We have 1,000 cavalry fighting in favourable terrain. So do they, but they only have 300. Their heavy infantry completely countered. Their crossbows mostly countered, and they're in poor terrain. And light foot completely countered. This might even be a stack wipe. It's a stack wipe. So are you sure you want to continue this war, buddy? If I enforce my demands, what do we get? We get 800 ducats. This is actually kind of worth doing. So we are going to fight this a little bit cautiously. Bony a little bit. Do we have anyone who's good at sieging? Come on, some... Yes. Yeah, we do. Suffer attrition if you go there. So don't go there then. $11,000 against 3,000. They are in the hills. They will have the... Sorry, the mountains. So they do have the defensive advantage from this. But there are so many of us. Arachnos has died. I've been overwhelmed. Life has never been easy, but it feels like the loss of my son Arachnos has pushed me over the edge, and the loss of my wife as well. Let's roll that into the same break. I still remember him as a baby, so tiny, so fragile. Despite that, he survived growing up older, until now when he suddenly stopped. I had many hopes for his future, so many things I'd wished to see that can never now come to pass. I must press on. No, we're not doing that. We could become a stoner, or is life even worth living? Melancholic. We're lazy. I think a stoner is much more likely. We're just gonna chill out. Oh yeah. And we are now at 78, so we can actually recruit somebody again. However, I seem to remember that you are just really expensive. Are you a good fighter? Not really. You're not terrible. Oh, you're too young. 15. Scandalous priest. Well, there comes another bit of stress. Ransom. Yes. Strategical impasse. I'm sitting around the map table with Count Hissing and Count Chaplain Rogenfrid, discussing our strategy in the ongoing war. Hissing bangs his fist on the table and loudly proclaims we should charge the enemy directly and crush them with sheer might of our armies, while Rogenfrid explains we need to watch our foes do and respond accordingly. Why don't we do both? I think we should do both. Now you come and siege this, you back off. Really wish I could be taking these from them. This would have been such a good opportunity. Graceful aging, we gain some martial. Cool. We do have supply, though not a huge amount. And supply in all of these areas is going to be problematic. So basically we just need to blitz them down before my supply runs out. In order to piece them out for that massive chunk of change. Although actually once we get to the plains we'll be better. And as long as we have our supply we don't take attrition. So I'm kind of watching that carefully. I prefer this system where you actually have a little bit of leeway before you take terrain attrition. It's nice. Alright, let's go and take that. I think it'll be easier. And we're into the open farmlands of this region. And there we go, 100%. Enforce my demands, take 100 ducats, 900 ducats. And that'll do nicely. Disband our forces. Delhi. Oh man, you have 55,000 men now. Unfortunately, I can't just go after your vassal. And we did get a couple more potential ransoms. And you are a remarkably good fighter. We'll take you. Welcome to the good guys. Kinsman, Count of Gotland created the cadet branch Kunkuma. How is our dynasty holding out right now? 895 living members, 104 cadet branches. And right now, Maudling Tukrur is the biggest, with 87. That's the Marlian branch. Then Savati, which is the Swedish branch, is second. Makari, I don't actually know what Makari is. Where's Makari? Led by Rashida, who is unlanded. Do you see what I see? Lancasters! We have a Maudling Lancaster branch. I didn't do this. That just happened. We have a Lancaster branch. I feel like I have now actually won this game. This game is now officially won. We have a Lancaster branch of Maudlings. Oh, I am so happy. That's brilliant. Who's in it? I mean, there's only 3 of them. But they're not dead. Is there a way of actually seeing who is in that house? I can see the house head, but that's it. It would be nice if you could get a bit more of a breakdown of the different houses. Oh, the original Maudling's alive, yeah? Anyway, let's sort this by number again. Original Maudlings. Oh, they used to be 4th. There are 6 of them left. So they've definitely taken a bit of a beating in terms of numbers. Probably because a big branch split off. So Tukru is first, then Svarti, then Makari. I don't know where Makari are. I wish I did. Seville, obviously those are the Andalusian branch. Gavle in Ibiza. Horn, which I think are the Danish. Viangi, which are the Frisians. Skål, which are the... I'm sure where Skål are. Malaga. Oh, these are also Spanish. The Cheers branch. I love the fact that there's a Lancaster branch. That's amazing. And the fact it's actually called of Lancaster. Not like Maudling, whatever. It would be better if it was Maudling Lancaster, but hey, I'll allow it. And who's the most powerful? Right now, I am the most powerful. Maudling Dagon. Tukru is second. Somehow Pagan is stronger than Marley. Oh, yeah. My army is bigger than Marley's. We're very, very concentrated, but we're very, very tough. Arnbjorn, Albacete, Varde, 2 Vardes, Lumby, Cusselodid, Tours, and then on from there. Leaving an impression, Mayor Bjorg is coming to Pagan to pay me tribute. However, Queen Tabuyan suggests the military display could be ensure continued loyalty. She could do with a bit more loyalty, actually. She is not needed for her military ability, so yes, we will display our might of force against her. And that was a glorious victory. We can give Extremis a guardian. So, whoever was training you in the art of intrigue died. And you're rowdy. So, yeah, you are doing intrigue. Let's take a look. I mean, at this point, Hari Singh probably could teach. Actually, Reniger would be even better. Let's get Reniger training you. That's what I want to do. And we also have sufficient money now where we could build up a bit more. So we could try to get some more men-at-arms. Is there anything I'm missing? Yeah, pikemen. You know, I would like some of those. How many is that? 7, 8. We'll go up to 8. That's fine. Support a mercenary negotiation, so mercenary is now 20% cheaper. And we release some prisoners, and we're down to just the zealot. Her gifts are plentiful. I pour my gifts onto the soil, herbs, milk, and honey. With my eyes closed and smoke stinging my nostrils, I raise my arms towards the moon. Mistress, knower of all truths, mother for luck in the art of love, charm and tact or aid in the shadows. Intrigue, diplomacy, attraction. Take the diplomacy. Although I should probably have taken intrigue, you know, make us harder to assassinate. Ooh, all the buildings are built again. So, Pagan could upgrade their defenses, in fact. Oh, all of these guys are already fully upgraded. So the next thing we would need to upgrade would be the castles, but that's going to be 800 apiece. Extremis is of age. Level 3 intrigue. Okay, so who do we want to marry you to? I think we need a welcome to the good guys emoji. What would that be, though? I think I know where the Rakids are so bad. They didn't have the Mongols come and wipe the floor with them in Persia and were able to grow uncontested. Yeah, possibly. And also, I do think that there was a point with the Catholics not having grown. They never had any crusades against them either. In fact, I think there was 2 crusades. One for France, right after it fell to Ursatru, so even though it was majority Catholic, it still got targeted by crusade. And then one for Rome, which was hilarious. After it fell to the... was it to us? No. Waldesians? Actually, I don't remember who took it. Wasn't Islam. Might have been us. Yeah, it was Erstru. I vaguely remember fighting in it and losing. So, who are we marrying you to? What are we after? You're an evil blackguard. So you're probably going to be moving. Oh, there is a GI 40 though. We do want fertility up so we can actually have kids. And then we also want to change maximum age for you, seeing as you are just 16 to 25. That does change the pool a little bit. We could marry you to Suhava to double down on your intrigue, but I think that's a bad idea. We'll marry you to Vinna. Vinna's just a bit of an all-rounder. And we also gain a little bit of prestige for it. Done. Okay, cool. Just gonna double check that these are all married. Oh no, Malgin's not. So Malgin needs to have someone who's a fighter. Probably prowess. Bogavati actually seems pretty good. And this would marry you into the northern neighbour. 15 fighter? Sure. You know what? Done. Any of my other sons or daughters need marrying? No. Undisciplined recruits. Today I'm observing Mayor Grondimpala as he trains some of his new levies, but the recruits under his command resemble a disorganized mob more than an army. I look on as he struggles to gain control of the situation, clearly pushed to his limits. Having been in the situation, I know how difficult it is to work with untrained soldiers. So, whatever happens here, I'm going to flip because shy, and we've already used our... Oh no, we could do this. Let's consume some hashish cakes, because we're going to need it. Oh yeah. Teach him what I know about command, cheer him up after the training is over. No, we're going to teach him. We are, after all, a very good marshal. Advice accepted. I pull Mayor Gavindapala over to one side with his recruits to attempt to continue their training. The key thing with training new recruits is instilling discipline, I tell him. Without that, you are unable to depend on them to follow your orders. We'll make him a better commander yet. Good. Malgin's married. So, let's continue to build stuff here. We could get military camps instead of the pastures. Or barracks. Would increase the damage our spearmen do. You know what? I like the idea of the barracks. Let's do that. And you can definitely get the hunting ground for the extra horsemen. Cool. We're constructing stuff again, so things are moving. There's some balancing I think that needs doing. Islam is way too stable. I mean, like I said yesterday, I think the only ones that have really had the mechanics passes are Norse and Catholicism. Islam I don't think has yet. They'll have an expansion in the future, I'm sure. Engineered for destruction. $14.17. We now have a standing army of 15,000. Katie Cat finished increased control. Let's have you work on something else, like Pegu, which is also under my control. And I would like to get 2 more sets of spears. Let's do that now. Get you up to 1,000 men. And now we have a standing army of almost 16,000. $107,000 in the Rakids now. I don't think there's anyone that could stand against that. It would take an alliance. 35 in the Marwanids. Only 8,000 in Mali. Mali really is a bit of a paper tiger. 17 in Issa. Arabia. How many do you have? You may be close. 74,000. So yeah, Arabia versus Rakid might. Especially if Arabia was allied with Nawids or something. With oh no, 20,000. Well, that would actually close the gap. That would be 90,000 against 100. How do you prioritize provinces for conversion? You put your councillor on it. So convert faith in county with the court chaplain. Same with switching over culture. So we're slowly but surely converting all of this to Norse. And same with increasing control. More control you have, the more efficient the county is. And then also for development. Hunters' lodges were built. Let's upgrade them. So how are my light cavalry right now? Their attack is 38, defense 29. Pursuit 45, screen 33. Nice. Spouse has gained strategic expertise, so you've gained some more military. Bjorg died. That was our chancellor. So we have 2 powerful vassals who want on the council at the moment. One of whom is actually a really good fighter. So Katie Cat, sorry, but you're being replaced. You are not a powerful person. And then we need a diplomat. So Edler is a better diplomat. But right now we really need the combat people. Chancellor just isn't that important. Oh, you're a mayor. Hang on. Don't really care about mayors. Is there anybody else I would rather have as the diplomat? Well, now if I fire you, you're going to be really unhappy. Who cares? You're a mayor. Renegade, let's make you. Get you some council experience. It would be nice if being on the council gave you some kind of experience, like skill advantages or something, because you are like member of the High Court. The business of ruling the realm has been so stressful recently. It's not this, it's that. If it's not that, it's this. An endless parade of peasants, priests, and problems. All expecting me to solve their every petty concern. I deserve a day to myself. No suitors or petitioners, no diplomats or judges. Just me and this large plate of hashish cakes. It's just one day off. Right, let's recruit some people. Skuld. You're going to be 140. Are you worth 140? Probably not. And you're not actually even here. Don't know why you keep appearing in my list. What is my list of champions like right now? We go all the way down to 13s. So we could probably do with some better people. Also, we have loads of money, so we should probably build something. Pagan. Can actually upgrade the officers' academies to grand military academies for another 75% knight effectiveness. That's basically having a second set of gallant. I mean, what do you look at when choosing which provinces go first? Development, population? Yeah, development almost always. So, capital, always first. And then after that, development. And also, like, potential. So I was focusing Sagin, because it's all plains, and then also Ava, because it's mostly farmlands, and then also Kayuke, because it's mostly farmlands. So it kind of radiates out from there. Yamathin. Actually, I should have done Yamathin before him. Mimbu. In fact, I still might change that. You're done in 9 months anyway. It's not that far off. Councillor died. No, she didn't. $14.20. 24 years remaining. And the final legacy. Finishing off family connections. Major chance to prevent one murder against each dynasty member. Unlocked. And there we are. Done. Every single legacy. Mordlings reign supreme. Only took the whole game. As it should. Lifestyle perk. Let's live off the land. Supply capacity plus 200% is really helpful. Another cadet branch. Secret exposed! Prince Kinkin has had an extramarital affair with Vigdis. It's not illegal. Don't really care. The scandal! If only it stayed a secret. Have I managed to reform? Oh, you mean out here? No, I haven't even tried. But we are already voodoo true. So we're just going to be the African version. I mean, it would have been cool if we could, but we don't have time to convert and also... Sorry, to reform and also convert everything. Because we were only in this area for about 50 years. So we're just about going to manage to convert it all, I think. I mean, if we did have a super learning character with loads and loads of piety, then possibly. But we don't. And it always costs like 2,000. Especially because our fervor is actually 100. No, it's not. It's 45. And besides, what would we change? Oh, deviance. We would get rid of the deviancy. That's basically it. Right, we have enough money to build another thing, so Maiche. Let's get you the high tents upgraded so we can get some more skirmisher upgrades. And then once you're done... Mimbu's been done, so let's go and start converting Kayushe. Which actually isn't going to take you... Oh no, 6 years. That is going to take you a while. Oof. And we have an absolutely useless court chamberlain again. I hate the fact that this is cooldown. Why? Ah! You don't need to be chivalry anymore. You can just be everything. And in fact, I think I might even put you into learning just so we can start converting a bit faster. I'll do assist. Get a buff and everything. And Ava can probably build a thing. Regimental clearings. Swap those out for military camps. Because again, we want to upgrade our archers and skirmishers. Spymaster died. I think Prince Renigo would be our Spymaster actually. And then our Chancellor can, I guess, be May of Gudrun. You're a powerful vassal and you are quite good. Just murder her. It's actually not a bad idea. Because, man, you suck. I actually gained the stress from that. Son of a bitch. I'm compassionate, I can't murder. Compassionate and shy. And lazy. It's such a bad combination. And yeah, we had another overwhelm. Brother Sigurd died. Max recursive depth! I'm still stressed. Did it actually say? It's part of the problem with clicking through too much. I wish there was like an extra warning if you're about to sway when you get stressed, or if you're about to do this with stress. Yeah, it says up there. Damn. Kayusake can build something. We are really starting to build a lot of stuff. Hide tents. Hide tents can do with an upgrade. So could the manors. Well, no, hide tents. Yeah. We're trying to beef up the light footman stats. 2220 now. I want to smoke some of that max recursive depth! What's the problem with deviancy? It encourages incest. And I think we can probably build another thing. Sagaing can get something instead of this. Like military camps. We still have a surplus. Yamathin can upgrade crop fields? Sure. There we are. We have finished control. Now we can control Mimbu, which will just take 10 months. Liberty faction. You've somehow become a powerful vassal. I mean... Fine. Give you a seat on the council. You are a very good diplomat. And they disbanded. It's like, give me a seat on the council or we quit. Okay. Fine, we won't quit. Thanks. Miyachi built something, so... Don't know, stay gone. You can upgrade fields. What's the highest development down here? 54, 56, 46. So Dagon goes first. Now I'm running low on money. Spent a bit too much there. Druk Silamon created a cadet branch. Another one. Lifestyle perk. Let's become a sapper, which is going to give siege progress for regular soldiers, and then strategist. Ava doesn't need defenses. You can build barracks. Task finished. Control. Let's just polish these off so we have maximum control everywhere. And that way we're going to be maximum efficiency, which is going to be great. Are we in Africa still? No. Random question. How do you pin the quick jump list thing to the upper left? I can't open it, but it always closes when I return to the main screen. Quick jump list upper left. Do you mean this? That's right. You can't. You just need to remember to keep opening it. Ooh, Grand Academies have been built in Pagan. Excellent. You know what that means? 289% champion effectiveness. Get in. And in fact, which is the capital? You... No, not you. Not you. Which is the capital for this? Oh, it's over there. Huh. That's slightly irritating. Pagan needs to build something else. We replace the regimental clearings with military camps. Yeah. Make it happen. Viking Burma, I remember that from history class. Yeah, exactly. It's quite famous. You know, the pagan kingdom of pagan, full of Norse pagans. Very well known. Oh, Renegade can marry. You are currently my spy master, so having you marry somebody who is good at spying would be a good idea. You're an analytic adventurer anyway, so you're like a good guy spy master. What are your traits? Fickle, brave, and humble. Humble on a spy master is bloody brilliant. Because that opinion to liege plus 10%. Possibly Pasang. Possibly to Devavanti. Devavanti is better all-rounder. In fact, just out of interest. Do we have anyone here? Devavanti is actually second in total abilities. So we'll marry you to... Ooh, we have a quick giant. Nice. So when can I replace you? 29, so in 6 years. Fine. $27, $23, $63, $15. So our archer damage is just going through the roof. Base of 25. It's getting plus 21 because of the domain, and then another 30% because of hit and run. Of course, there's a percent increase. Oof. Okay, that's good to know. Need a new marshal. So what I think I'm going to do is we're going to assign him over here. I'm going to bring you in as a steward, Alfred. And that leaves another angry Jarl. Who else is not? Spy Master and the Chaplain. I can't do anything about the Chaplain though. I mean, you'd be a decent one. We just need to wait until we can actually replace them. Watch posts done in Dagon. Oh, that was the military camp upgrade. Interesting. And these also increase their toughness. Okay, that's good to know. Cadet branch, Mordling Xiaoluai. Another scandalous priest. Seclude. I am truly at peace. No longer overwhelmed. And we're also going to have some cakes. While we're out hiding. Much better. Yeah. Alright, we are going to build something in Sagaing. Which is going to be the high tents. You're having a feast. Yeah, I think I would prefer to not go to a feast. Actually. I don't like them. So I'm going to stay here. And not go. Jarl Alfred is obliged to more than she's been paying, eh? I'll be taking that weak hook then. And you'll be paying me more taxes. which you had apparently reduced in the past. Oh, actually, you know what? Son of a bitch, I can't change it because I just did. I am, however, going to make you guys into marches. Means you'll pay me less money, but that's okay because it will increase the number of garrison troops in these places, so they need to use more troops to actually siege them. Now we really need to try and save the money to actually upgrade those. A stranger is brought in before me. She's been waiting outside the gates for a week, my liege, my guard informs me. You're from the Rajput. You're a lunatic. Lustful, brave, vengeful. I mean, these two are pretty good for us. Yeah, you're a good Viking lady who can fight, so welcome. Oh, could have built something here, Michi. You basically would require a castle upgrade. Castles are just so expensive. $14.29. No, $14.24. Couldn't read properly. 20 years remaining. 19 years remaining. My mortal body. King or peasant, high or low, it does not matter. In the end, we are but mortals. But Gila is an excellent doctor, so it is too late for caution. Balanced humours. I will live to see another day. Greatly reduced disease symptoms. Thank you. And we are now a strategist. And now that we are a strategist, we are going to switch to architect. I'm feeling confident in my 18,000 soldiers that we could now raise. Yeah, Greece and Bulgaria are getting new focus trees. And if Greece and Bulgaria are, then I think there's a fairly healthy chance that Italy will too. Which means it's the Soviets again who won't, probably. Ava! Wait, what are we saying? Oh, you just built wooden barracks, okay. Pagan can build a thing. Pagan can indeed build a thing. They can upgrade their wooden barracks to increase the strength of our spearmen. Anything else we could be doing? Yes, we could be getting control. Six years left. You're almost done converting. God darn it, that's slow. A freeman's fortune. Theda, a free tenant renting to my land in Dagon, is doing good things and would pay me a bunch of money, which I'll take. I'm back to my old self. No longer ill. Good. Maybe it's time for another holding in one of the places that doesn't have one. Wait, Ava doesn't have any holdings? Huh. Then yes, you should definitely have a city. Stewardship. Let's get professional workforce and then we can get centralization. And we are going to blitz through these because we are Midas touched. Like everything we've done up till now, we're not a very good military guy. We are a very good steward though. Minting new coinage. We're going to mint silver coins to facilitate trade. More development. How is development growing here? It's not. Training fields constructed. Cool. Increased learning. Yeah, I want to try and get the holdings out. I'm trying to think like how the converter would work, and I'm guessing that if you don't have all the holdings built, you'll lose out on development. I'm going to guess that development in EU4 is going to be a factor of development stat as well as what holdings you've built and how built up they are. As additional payment for a recent trade, I find myself in possession of a large herd of cattle. It's a beautiful herd. We were successful. Alliance has been invalidated. Secret exposed! Daughter-in-law has been having an affair with my son, Wilhelm. Get in, Wilhelm. Oh my, what a scandal. Yes, what a scandal. We can build city here. Oh, except that's not in my land. No, but it is on the coast. Would have been better to build a... Oh no, the city's there already. Damn it! That's where the temple should be. The city should be here. It's on the coast. You can build a trade port. And we could be investing even more in upgrading our troop quality. My archers now hit almost as hard as the house guard. 70 attack. Oof. That's rather nice. Old Ursatrund in Tagajung. That's us. Oh, damn it. Now? Now? Guild disputes. Both blacksmith and merchant guilds in the county of Kayuke have sent a representative to meet with me. Only the blacksmiths can tell good metal. Please don't convert anything else. It's taken me really a long time to convert all of this. So many heretics. Especially with this absolute useless man of a useless man. Who is freaking useless! That's just set me back massively. Oh man, we're going to have real problems in EU4 because of this. We're at 100% fervor. How did that happen? Had to be now. Had to be so close to the end. God damn it. And development is growing again. +1 a month. That's really annoying. Do the vassals like you? Yeah, they absolutely adore us. But because they've converted away and we're fundamentalist and we're a witch and we're disfigured. It's mostly the long reign modifier that's on our side. Right, let's just go through them all. Actually, an easier way of doing this would be character, vassals. You've already refused. There are so many of you. I don't get why that triggered. We're at 100% fervor. And it's so many of you. It's not just like one or two. Yeah, none of these are actually... Oh no, some of them might. What I'm hoping is that I can bribe them, because I'm quite happy to bribe them. Well, we got 3 at least. 3. Can't try and convert any of the others. And now they're actively going to be working against me to keep their realms converted. Heresy! Voodoo Truan in Bergslagen. Okay. So Norway just turned Voodoo True. Murder attempt. Vigdis survived an attempt on her life due to family connections. Interesting. Another scandal, Wilhelm. Another one? Really? When can I fire you? You're doing so much damage to us. Lord Greystroke, my enchanting treasure. My court physician Gila is kneeling in the dust before me, hand right above her heart. My only desire is to bring you honour and happiness. Pray tell me, how can I prove my love for you? No. I'm shy. Go away. I don't like you. Though that's not the same as being chased, admittedly. My last chance. Kitty Singh has decided that its time in Pagan has come to an end. Bye. Have fun. Maudling Dora. December 29. Son of a bitch. So far away. Right, I'm going to speed 5. Need to get a move on. I saunter between the market stalls of Pagan, a heavy pouch tugging at my belt. How do I make this coin work for me? As I admire the wares of the local sculptor, Voodoo True Imagery, a sound investment, my son and heir Katie Cat suddenly appears at my side. A word of advice, father. Have a look at the smithy over there. The wares might be simple, but their potential is great. So we have a 75% chance of making this work, and Katie Cat would also become a friend. Done. Works for me. Scheme at court. Deva Devanti is scheming against my son. Treacherous empath. Throw her in jail. And I'm compassionate, so I almost certainly can't execute her ass. No. Well, she can rot there. Hey, finally, you converted something. Yay. We're going to focus on our core territories. Sturla created the cadet branch Mordling Sigtuna, so the Swedes now have an official branch. April, May. And Gonston as well. Throw him in jail. Oh, it's because he's been sleeping around so much. Nobody likes him. It's all of the jealous husbands, in other words. Taxman. Tax collect effectiveness goes up. Katie Cat is unmarried. That's not acceptable. Edler's a genius? And so are you. Yeah, we're betrothing you to the genius. Oh, they're related. Never mind. Bravery through the gods. Raki. You are a fighter. Actually, diligent, just, and brave is pretty good, but I kind of want you to actually be a fighter. So Fatima would probably be a better combination of skills. Yeah. Cool. Right, we have loads of money again. So any of these places not have all of their holdings. Build them all. November, December. You are getting fired. Right, who's our best learner? You are definitely going in there. And you at least stay true. I mean, we're actually pretty happy as is, so I'm not going to replace you. I'm definitely firing Bercy, though, and they're rubbish. Katie Cat, you're back on the council. Somebody's plotting to kill my wife. Could somebody stop plotting to kill everything, please? Four years in conversions. Okay. Ill again. However, Gilo we know is very good, so go all in. Miracle! Gila insisted the only cure for the condition was a naked midnight run. During the next full moon, she forced me to undress and sprint through the wilderness. Do not stop until your legs give out under you, she yelled at me. Expel the evil through your sweat. Strangely enough, it worked. Notable guest has arrived. You're a good fighter, are you? You are, but you're also really expensive, so pass. Scandalous priest, again. Wealth aplenty. My treasury is brimming with gold and silver, and all the expenses are cared for. As wealthy lord, I'm expected to offer patronage. No, I'm not bringing strangers into my court. Greetings, my benevolent liege. I hereby invite you to a feast at my court. I'm going to be over there somewhere. I have other things to attend to. Important things that require all of my attention. Leave me alone. $14.32 is the next time I can do a round of conversion requests. And actually, with us being fundamentalist, I'm kind of hoping that the dukes have just slapped down their own vassals. Kind of looks like they are. It's just this northern one who's not. In fact, if I absolutely have to, I can go all tyrannical on their ass and replace them. Right, holdings. Trying to build the last of the holdings before time runs out. Another stewarding lifestyle perk We'll take the defensive measures. Now, is that +1 defenses everywhere or just in my own territories? I'm going to guess just my own territories. So Pagan right now is a, yeah, level 8 defense. Defensive measures +1. Trying to kill Vina. Stop trying to kill Vina. It's naughty. Family members can get married. Grandchildren. Wow. I guess we are 60 already. We'll be 72. Fatima's trying to kill her. Trying to kill him. Throw her in jail. Oh, right, yeah. It's because a whole bunch of their spouses are not of our religion. So we need to make sure that they are. There we are. That helps. Oh, you're a maudling. You're a very, very, very expensive maudling. Right, more holdings. We can build a temple in here. Dominic Imo wants me to drink some tea. And Colinus. And Foxen. And Josh Roberts, thank you very much for the follow. Welcome to the channel. Fatima died. She was plotting to kill one of my sons, so good riddance. Right, who's next? Edla's still the best. Rajamanti is at least quick. Good steward. Karamavati is a giant. I think I like you. Send the proposal. And he would not convert. Oh, we're getting a bunch more holdings, so let's see. This is a temple. That's a city. No, it's another temple. Give those holdings away. Stewardship perk, organized muster rolls, off we go. I have enough money for another holding. We should actually be building them up down here. Yeah, we really should. This needs to be a temple. And then Dagon has 2 to build. This one can be a temple when we have the money. Ah, Yamathin's been converted. Good stuff. Sorry. Converted to Norse, not fully converted. Let's start working on Pegu. Get some of this southern land changed. Schema Court. Trying to kill Wilhelm again. Wow, that guy is popular. Clearly has so many friends at court. Just so many of them. Voodoo True Exaltation. Many aspiring preachers travel every day to hear Jarl Jedvard's temple seeking guidance from this esteemed priest. Oh, we gained some more further. Nice, thank you. I will definitely take that. And we can also build our temple here. Seems like a good spot because it's very defensive. And then guarding the actual crossing, we'll have another barracks. Domineering Guild. If they'll not play fairly, they'll not play at all. Although I could gain a bunch of money. The Blacksmith Guild in the county of Cayuke has developed a stranglehold on the sale of iron there. They're now leveraging their power to charge outrageous prices for their goods, enriching the guild's masters by driving away trade from the county. So negotiate with them to lower the prices. 50-50. We gain stress. As long as they pay their appropriate tax, which would gain me loads of money. Or if they not play fairly, they'll not play at all. And we lose the empowered. Doesn't cause me any stress because it's the only outcome that didn't go contrary to our traits. Extremis. Damn it, Extremis. You are the evil blackguard, though. Throw him in jail. Karamavati is doing it. Everyone is seriously trying to kill this guy. He is so popular. And we just inherited the temple again. We'll give away to another low noble. And every time we inherit it, we get a chunk of money. So we're going to build a new holding here. Oh, we're still building. Okay, fine. Pegu's got all of their bits. You've got all of your bits. You don't have either. So I think the city makes more sense here, and then this can be the temple. We can build a city there. Another stewardship perk. Popular figurehead. That's going to help with the keeping the locals placated. And we can build another. I think we'll probably go and... Well, let's check through our own territories. So you have a holding that still needs to be built here in Ava. So that's going to be the temple. Unforeseen tragedy. Karamavati is dead. Somebody is definitely going around murdering everyone. How many spouses have you gone through? 3. You really want somebody who's military, so I think we're going to go for Vijanavati. Both sides get a lot of prestige from that match. Cranky. Again, another point of martial. Nice. 8 years remaining. The Navati is trying to kill Wilhelm. For Pete's sake. Like, everyone in my jail is because they've been trying to kill him. Gamathin are finally converted. Let's go and get... Pegu. And I believe that we can go through... Oh, we lost our court chaplain again, I think. Damn it. Yep, we did. Ah, stop dying! It's like the one position I really need at the moment. Except, I guess, for the culture conversions. At least we're now primarily Norse. So, what else do I need to do? I need... Ah, I've lost it. Forgotten. Oh yeah, I was going to see which of my vassals I could convert again. We'll try round 2. Because I can't sway them, I can't increase my odds. It's really annoying. Like, of all the things that could have happened during this guy's reign, outbreak of a heresy had to be the one. And the majority of these guys are going to be like, nope. None. Literally none. Oh no, one of them did. Wow, they didn't even ask for a bribe. That's disappointing. Right. Is there anything else I could be building? Probably. You have 11,000 renown saved up, just spare. Just excess. Freeman's Fortune. Pay me money. Build me territories. What was this? Saga Ing. Pagans. Already got them all. Kamushi. Has them already. Dagon. Dagon's still lacking one. Right, I couldn't build anything here. I don't know why, because I could build them elsewhere. I think it's just because this is the temple, so I can't build anything until the temple's been, like, confirmed. Pegu's got everything. Minbu. Ah, Minbu's lacking both. That's jungle. That's mountains. Well, it sounds like the temple would be best in the mountains. Then we'll put the city in the jungle. Yeah, so you have the same problem, I think. Troth can marry. Or not. Shrine built. Grant to lower noble, build, city. It's on the coast. It should be a city. Shrine built in Nagaris. Grant to low noble. 6 years remaining. Pay me more. And Architect. Unlock. Marvellous. Might go for Avaricious next. Shrines built. And we probably want to give you away to a low noble. Okay, so which areas do not yet have a holding? Because we've got just about enough time to build them. In fact, as of right now, I don't think we can. They take 5 years. And we are now 4 years away. But I'm still going to lay them down. This would definitely be a city. And then this one, probably jungle. So probably a temple. Oh, Norse. Norse, Norse, Norse! Oh, I died. No, pause. God damn it. King Greystroke of Pagan has joined the feast in Valhalla at the age of 69. He died of old age. Known to be an exceptional strategist, he spent many of his days examining the fields and drilling his troops. King Katie Cat ascends the throne, blessed with awesome knowledge of all things between heaven and earth. Katie Cat's rule is sure to be legend. Wait for it. Dairy. Okay, Katie Cat is in charge. Gunhilda comes of age. Right, I need to make sure that you lot are married. Ah, pause. So, Katie Cat is now king. He is a genius. He is a fabled champion. He is a brilliant strategist. And our stats, as long as you survive to E4, is probably going to be pretty good. So, what lifestyles have you been taking? You were yes, we're fully gallant. Unfortunately, we're not a strategist. You went overseer. Really? Well, we're definitely going to continue on martial. I think we're going to go strategy focus. Give me even more of that martial. We now have a martial of 30. Oh, and she's a besieger. Marvellous. Okay, cool. You are, however, 51. That's going to be a 6 military ruler. Yeah, I would hope so. I would very, very much hope so. So, kids need to be renamed. Where's rename? There it is. So as much as Greystroke would be an awesome name, we need to give you something a bit more original, like Bornemannen. And Brondis. And Yabu. And we have an albino. Grim. Good name for an albino child. Nice. And there we go. I have a sneaky suspicion the first thing that will happen in the E4's conversion is the ruler dying. Yeah, probably. Anyway, Bornemannen. Craven, calm, patient. And not married even at the age of 30. Could marry you to Sif. Oh, you're my niece. No, we're not marrying you to a niece. Katarina. That's down to relevance. Let's do by some. Not prowess. Some. Edla. Is that still... Yeah, that's still a close relationship. Asta's my niece. So I guess... Kraka? What are you good at? Intrigue. You would have been my first intrigue character. Anahita seems reasonable. Spineless planner. Then Brondis is hale and intelligent and skilled tactician and a famous champion. Rather good. You would be marrying matrilineally. You are definitely marrying a fighter. Brave, honest, and cynical. That seems like a good combo to me. And then Yabu just came of age. You are Midas touched. Not Midas, you are Fortune Builder. So we're going to marry you to a steward, or maybe some of all skills, and we'll see who are stewards. A comely giant. Krakop. Oh no, he's not really a steward, is he? None of these jumping out. What about on this side? Paranoid, content, chaste. No. Just lazy, arrogant. Possibly. Temperate, arrogant, calm. There we go. 6, 12, 11. Yeah, I like that more. This is matrilineal. Send proposal. Good. 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 Betrothed can marry. Sure. Guardian needs to be assigned, and we're also over our ransom limit. This is ransoming Christina. who is the wrong faith. Oh no, this is for Linda. I pay for Linda. Who the hell is Linda? And how the hell did the Kingdom of Vladimir get her? $50 gold, fine. Councillors, we need a new marshal because we were the former marshal. Jedvard actually seems respectable in that position. Oh no, he should be a steward. So let's put Alfred here for the moment. Alfred the Bully, nice. And then Jedvard, the crazy good steward, can go there. And what about powerful factions? Liberty factions rising, so we might well need to deal with that. But we have a lot of income, we have a big army. Grim needs a guardian. Grim is rowdy. So that's martial or intrigue. Definitely intrigue. So we need to give you an intrigue teacher from among the vassals. Mayor Ulva does seem pretty good. Yeah, he'll be actually pretty good at this. Offer ward. And we're over our domain limit. That's because we have this temple to give away. Otherwise we're at 11 out of 11. We can actually maintain the same number of structures as our father could. And we need a court physician. Is Gila still around? Because she was bloody good at that job. Yes. Cool. So we have our awesome doctors in place again. Do the North still get the ability to raid even after reforming the faith and making an empire? Yes, if you're still tribal you can raid. If you go feudal and reform then you can't. And Renegar needs to marry somebody. What do you do, Renegar? You are the really good Master of Intrigue, so we kind of want to double down on that fact. Generous, fickle, and calm. You actually sound perfect. Excellent. Okay then. And those factions are dying off. Now, the next thing I do want to do is go through all of our vassals and see if we can convert those who have refused in the past. Does give us another chance. It'll also piss off a bunch of people, but I don't really care about that. Also, what am I? Yeah, we're a zealot. Trusting and deceitful. Okay, so who refused? 2 counts. Couple of mayors. Well, none of the Jarls did, so all of the Jarls are now at least of the right faith. Now, are either of these counties controlled by me? Yeah, Thaton is. You're not my direct vassal. You are. Oh, you even have 2 territories. Well, isn't that nice for you? Well, I think what I'd probably better do is this. And then we're going to have a word with you and say, hey, you might want to go to prison. May incite the Liberty faction to revolt. Which is you and the Earl of Arakan. I'm going to call their bluff. Yeah, they did. Both strategies, rally the troops. So we'll siege this down really, really quickly, replacing her ass. Or not. Now we are. I'm the dynasty head again. Huzzah. Alright, and you will recall that I am a zealot. And therefore, I will be revoking both of your titles. And then giving you the chop chop. Ah, lovely. And I also got rid of all of my stress. Now, are you also an evil man? Actually, no, you're not. Good boy. And now I can give these two to some reasonable people. Like Alima here. You get that on. In fact, I should maintain these for myself. I should just give Minimu to somebody else. Sorry, my Ochi. And then I should actually have kept this one for myself. Wait. Oh, you already own the temple. Doesn't matter, there's only a tiny bit of time left to go. Queen's pregnant. Very nice. We need a new councillor. Marshal and a chancellor. Well, you can definitely be the chancellor. And I'll make you the marshal. Because we're so good at it, we don't necessarily need another Surety of supply. Part of commanding an army means making sure my soldiers have plenty of food, drink, and camp gear for long campaigns. To this end, I've come up with a plan for ensuring my soldiers always have the supplies they need in the field. Arrange a network of merchants to help me. After going through the realms of financial ledgers, I was able to pick out a group of merchants scattered around the countryside who I knew would be dependable. I made an offer to keep them on a retainer to provide any supplies the army needs at a moment's notice. This will ensure my commanders will always know who they should go to if they need provisions. Now to skim a little off the top. Or we get well-provisioned armies, which is supply capacity plus 100, which is really good. I don't actually need the gold at this point because it is too late to build anything. Now I just need to hope that nobody declares war on me. That's going to be the biggest danger. Nibor. May grow to be strong. Do I think gold will carry over to E4? Possibly? The tide of battle. I've seen how it happens. That slight lull in the middle of combat. The brief moment when neither side is pressing into the fray and the melee breaks like waves parting around a block. So I can either become reckless or a reaver. Well, reaver is pointless, so I'll take reckless. You completed increased control. You may as well continue. We can now maintain an army of 21,000. Crazy. Not bad for a nation this size. Comparing that to Mali, you can raise an army of 10,000. We have double that. We're kind of scary. See, mystery. Isn't it 1453 when the game ends? It does, but I want to stop in 1444 because that's when EU4 starts. So it's the 11th of November next year. Under siege, the true enemy of any soldier is complacency, my niece Sophia says and smirks. We're standing side by side by the castle walls, looking down on the soldiers conducting drills below. We could exchange the castle's gate for planks of wood and dull the arrows in the troops' quivers, she continues. Lead the soldiers in a mock charge against the castle and see how they do in action. Good idea. We should lead the defenders. The first charge. A tightly shut gate and walls loom high over the sky. Archers can be seen in the shadows moving behind the battlements, and a feeling of genuine excitement permeates the air. In the lull before the battle, I turn and address the soldiers. My order rings out loud and clear across the field. Charge the main gate! 92% chance of success, or bring out the ladders. Charge the gates! The stairwell echoes as another dulled weapon bounces off the middle pillar. For the second time in a matter of minutes, I curse the tight spiral that blocks us from swinging our weapons at the castle defenders. See, this is what I mentioned during Bannerlord. Make sure the spiral goes the right way. The heaving breath of the soldiers around me is deafening, and with every repelled attack, they grow more resigned and frustrated. I have to take charge of the situation. After me! Charge! Available because we're reckless. Don't let up. We will overwhelm them. One at a time. Stay alert. No, we're charging! Taking the final step up to the walls surrounding the castle, I survey the scene. Many soldiers have been lost to the archers on the walls, but we have not been deterred. One after another, we overwhelm the defenders and stand victorious over the fallen. I take a deep breath. It is time to press on again. We are winning, but there is no time for mistakes. Everyone, with me! Archers, take up positions. Or hit them hard. Show no mercy. Archers, take up your positions. The castle is ours. Amongst the celebrating soldiers, I find Sophia, who congratulates me on a charge well led. Look at them, my lord. The change of pace did them good. Even you seem revigorated, even though your castle was just lost to attackers. Our enemies will never stand a chance. And Pagan gets improved defences. And, most importantly, I get another lifestyle. We're going to take Bellum Justum and then Parthian Tactics. January 44. So we're going to go to the 11th of November, which I believe is the start of EU4, right? March, April, May, June, July, August, September, October, November. 11th of November, 1444. And this is going to be the state of the world for European Universalis 4. And the world is a mess. So Mali actually managed to hold on to their little outposts here. Mufradin took over from Arabia. Rakik is still crazy strong. They made it all the way up to the Baltic. From the Indian Ocean to the Baltic. Bavaria, Thuringia, West Francia, Marwanids. Hispania split off from them. So Andalusia did get their final freedom from them. Danelaw managed to consolidate a bit in Britannia, so that's not quite as disgusting as it was. Gardariki is back. Yes! The final breaths of the game. Gardariki rises from the grave. Novgorod will be here. Vladimir, Apolier, Bavaria, Thuringia. And we ended this with 15,000 spare renown, so yeah, we could have got 3 more final legacy points. Culture, let's see how that's looking. So Norse did take over the majority of Scandinavia, spreading down through into Finland even, on the outskirts of Russia. Norse was actually kicked out. No, it wasn't. That's the top realm culture, but it is still culturally, I think, on the county level, Norse. Yeah, so Frisia is still Norse. It's just ruled by Frenchmen. Okay. Oh, man. I thought for a minute there it was wiped out from Frisia. I was like, blimey, that was quick. A little bit in Scotland, a little bit in Ireland, a little bit in England, though not a huge amount. Still in Andalusia, and still in Mali. And also Tukra. And of course, over here in Burma. We didn't get everything converted, but we got enough done, I think. Particularly around the capital, which is the important bit. And then Voodoo True has taken over the majority of Burma, though, again, not all of it. We did get rid of most of the old Ursatru. So, the fact that I think most of the Jarls converted was important for us. And then there's a little bit of Voodoo True here in Darfur, and then also throughout Mali. And interestingly, Portugal is Najdat. It's the same colour as Ursatru, so I thought for a minute it was Ursatru, but it's not. Ursatru around Friesland. Most of Britain is Ursatru. Voodoo True has actually spread like wildfire through Norway and Sweden. That's going to be an interesting one. Meanwhile, Ursatru itself has a stronghold in Russia and the Baltics, even going down into, what is that, Belarus? Lithuania, even a bit of Poland. Waldesian heartland. Catholic's gone. There are no Catholic realms at all. And France is actually old Ursatru. That's interesting. Orthodox still in the Byzantines. The Byzantines? Yeah, Byzantium survived. They were kicked out of Turkey for the most part, but this is a much stronger Byzantium than you'd usually get at the start of EU4. Voodoo True is presumably spawns as an Ursatru heresy. It does. It could do with having a couple more heresies, Ursatru. Because otherwise it just goes between old and the Reformed. So I think that each religion should have like 2 heresies just baked in. Kind of like Waldesian is for Catholicism. And Insular, I guess. Then Ashari, incredibly strong. Mulawadi, actually towards the end of that game, suffered a blow because of the Najdat. I don't even know where that came from. That must be a Mulawadi heresy. But man, Ashari, so big. And then we've got Svetanbara, Voodoo True over here, Matamuridi, Meli, Cabarite. Orthodox did actually pretty well. Still spread out all over the place. Houses. Dark family is still in charge of France. Okay, I'm pleased with that. That's good. Doesn't look like any of Britain is owned by my family. I don't think Sweden is either. Vard. Vard might be. Yeah, Vard is. Dorset isn't. Maudling Astinia is. So Gardariki ended up Maudling. I am happy with that. All of my efforts did eventually pay out. Oh, that's Afard, isn't it? Rakid, we know. Marwynid. Maudling Takur. Still very strong down here in Mali. And then, of course, Maudling Dagon over there. So at the end of it all, we have 1,000 living members of the Maudling house. 118 houses. Takrur, Svati, Dagon are the top 3. In the short time that Dagon's existed, we already have 43 members. Govle, Albacete, Horn, Aferde, Seville. Now the important question. Did Lancaster survive? Yes. 2 living members. The Lancasters are still here. A courtier of Braga. Alfiguru Valdemar, daughter of Lancaster. Herbalist, physician, wise woman, pilgrim, twin, dwarf. Mastermind, philosopher. A zealot for the cause of Lancasters around. Anglo-Saxon, also true. I think 100 houses should be an achievement. I mean, yeah, probably. So how many monarchs did I end up with? 4. So at the end of that, 2 emperors, 3 kings, 10 dukes, 16 counts, 4 barons, 2 kings by marriage, 6 dukes by marriage, 24 counts by marriage, and 5 barons by marriage. And we were gaining 50 renown a month towards the end of that. Not too shabby. Not too shabby at all. E4 after the break? No, the converters aren't ready yet. I wouldn't be surprised if the conversion won't happen for another month or so. But that is going to have to be it for me. So thank you very much for watching. I do hope you have enjoyed this. If you have, then be like Bluegrass Warrior, Steel Justice, and Kvothes, and hit that follow button so you get notifications when I'm live again in the future, which will be in 1 hour time. At that point, we are going to start a new game. This has actually ended perfectly, 9 o'clock on the dot. So we're going to start a new game. I will think about ideas. If you have any ideas or stuff you want to see, then head over to our Discord, which you can find at the link that Bamboozle just put there. And to give me some suggestions. I will post up a poll once I have collated some of those and once I'm done with dinner. And we will decide what we're going to do. A couple of things. I would like to not move around too much. I would actually like to be able to, you know, focus on an area and build it up. So I'm thinking like maybe Germany area, HRE, possibly France, possibly Britain. I would also kind of like to probably stay Catholic or at least do something with Crusades. And then maybe do something with that. So either 867 start or 1066. Don't give suggestions here. Give me the suggestions in Discord. I won't see them here. So that's kind of what I'm doing. I kind of want to see, again, I like the text system in this, and I want to see it through to its conclusion, but I also want to stay in one area so we can actually build it up and see how it develops over time. So those are what I would like to see. It should probably also focus on the areas that have been properly fleshed out, like the Catholic world and the Nordic world. I don't think that the rest of the world is really there yet, because they don't have any special mechanics going for them. We could always end up playing over there if we become like a Crusader state or something, but the intention is not to keep moving around the world. The other thing is it should be in a fairly, not necessarily wealthy at the start. Like, I think that starting like Seville would probably be a mistake, because it already is very well developed, but somewhere with a lot of potential, like around Paris, around London, around the Netherlands, possibly around Bohemia, somewhere where there's farmland so we can actually develop it and actually become tall. I want to build tall, that's what I'm saying here. I also want to start fairly small, like a county or something, maybe a duchy. So head over to my Discord, give some discussions and some ideas over there, and yeah, I'll come up with some ideas from that. Tanks Dark, thank you very much for the 22-month Prime subscription. Very much appreciate the ongoing support there. You are just 2 more months away from getting the golden wings, which would be awesome. So yes, in 1 hour's time, we will be doing some of that. If you have enjoyed what you've seen here, then be like Tanks Duck and hit that follow, that subscribe button. Remember, you can also use Prime to get a free subscription. Subscriptions will allow you to avoid the adverts, which Twitch is unfortunately starting to impose upon you, which sucks like hell. I don't like that system at all, but one way to avoid them is by subscribing. And it is September, so your subscription will be cheaper. What else do I need to say? Discord we already discussed, because that's where you're going to go to talk about who I should play as next. And that is also where the poll is going to be hosted, so stay tuned to that. And then YouTube. I do have a YouTube channel, which is where the beginning of this series has been found. That is the March of the Vikings series. It's now on episode 22 or something. No, it's on episode 31. And I also have the top 10 things I wish I had known when starting CK3. So if you're starting your own game, or you just want to get some other ideas of things you may have missed, you can find that video over there. It's my best performing video of all time. So if you're just curious about Mordred Viking's best video of all time, best performing video of all time, it probably will become the top video of all time. At the rate it's growing, then you should check that out. And then finally, I also have the Vikings Guide to Raiding, which you can find over on the YouTube too. Anyway, that's it for me. We are going to go and find somebody to raid, and we will send them some love. So let me just see who's live right now. Refresh that. You know what? Alex the Rambler is playing CK3 at the moment. And I have really liked what Alex has been doing recently. So we're going to go and throw a raid over to the Rambler. So head on over there, say hello from Mordred. I would love to see his chat absolutely lit up with the Viking raid, which you can do like this. Just copy and paste it into his chat. Or if you are a subscriber and you have access to emotes, then do that one. I just noticed his ruler died. So this is the perfect time to do it. So let's go! Viking raid!